stadium, that might be the understatement of the year when you take the electricity and everything that's going on into consideration. The grounds crew was here till 8:30 last night painting the field, and it's never looked better, at least in our telecast. There's a bulldog painted on the mountain. There's just people all over the place buzzing over who's going to win, who's not going to win. There's playoff talks involved. It's just one of the most exciting spectacles in high school football, now any sports activity in the country, and I'm glad to be here with you.
Here come the Bulldogs, and here are the officials for today's ball game, and what a professional group of men we have working this ball game, led by Fred Vickerill, part of the first class of enshrinees to the State Officials Hall of Fame this year. Fred, again, congratulations. Add up all those years of experience, and you have 145 years. The balloons go up to our left as the Massillon Tigers take the field, along with the Kent McKinley Bulldogs. And this crew has officiated 7 of the last 8 games that we've covered on TV 67. They really don't get any better than Fred Vickerill and company.
No, the involvement that we've had with them and talking with them about their experiences at this contest, and they're just happy to be part of it too, and they really rise to the top of their trade when they come to this game, and I think the area is very lucky to have a crew with the dedication and the experience that this group has.
Tom Cannell, the field looks great from up here. How about down on the sideline?
Well, I'll tell you what, the field is great. I was out walking on it. The grass is thick. There are not many bare spots. Usually this time of the year you can find between the hash marks an awful lot of bare spots. But it's tremendous. You compare this to where we were 365 days ago when the rain was coming in horizontal, blew me right off the air for about half the ball game. This is so much different. This is like playing in Florida today.
Game time temperature 70 degrees, plenty of sunshine, no chance of rain. Here come the Bulldogs.
I think in the spirit of cooperation, both teams decided to come out on time too. If you remember last year, we had a real cat and mouse game between the two coaches and the teams.
Now both teams are ready for this one. The Tigers already out on the field. They will receive. Let's set the Massillon offense for you as we have it. You see quarterback Lee Hurst right there with one of his wide receivers, Troy Mannion. On the other side will be Ramir Martin. The tight end will be Doug Herrick. And the running backs, and a pair of very good ones, in Ryan Sparkman and Lamont Dixon. Across the front, Nick Hill at center, Mike Silverthorne and Jim Goff at the guards, Ray Kovassis and Tom Menches, a couple of veterans and big tackles. Number 66 weighs in at 250, number 74 Kovassis at 285. The McKinley defense featuring young sophomore Sean Curtis at nose tackle, and he's a good one. A pair of juniors at defensive tackle, Darrell Bazin and Mike Sanders. Outside backers, we talked about how good this pair is. Eric Carter and Alfred Hill. Same old's true for the inside backers, Mack and Clark, Terry 36, Darnell 44. The backers are seniors. All the other starters on defense for McKinley are underclassmen. The secondary, junior Sean Contusion, junior Brian Tart, junior Vernon Murray, and sophomore D.C. Curtis. And Contusion plays that demanding monster back position. You may know it better as a strong safety spot, but he'll be responsible for doing a little bit of everything. Ron Zirkman will be kicking it off, and we're glad you could be a part of it. A classic. We're looking for a classic. The 95th meeting between the Bulldogs and the Tigers. Ready to go. Zirkman boots it away. It's a short kick. And from the 15, 20, 25, a lane now. This is Donnie Blake. D.C. Curtis has him, but Massillon will have excellent field position. They'll mark it at the McKinley 47-yard line.
Massillon fans glad to get Donnie Blake back there to return kicks. He's already got one this year for 96 yards, and he showed you why right there. This often happens when they bobble the kickoff return. Donnie Blake looks for an opening, and it's right there, except for D.C. Curtis, who is the safety man on the kick return team. It's almost all she wrote.
Back to live action now. Lee Hurst puts it up. The man is open. The reception made by Troy Mannion. That'll be a first down inside the McKinley 35-yard line. One change for the Bulldogs. Eric Jurkovic begins at inside linebacker in place of Darnell Clark.
There's a quick replay of it. So we're showing you the kickoff return, the run and boot. This time he shoots it out to Mannion on the outside, a little turnout. Ball's out of bounds. Settled in at the 31.
First and 10 just underway. Tigers on the move. And we'll have a flag. It may go against Sean Curtis. He may have broken the plane.
Actually, it looked as though Sean broke it twice. He got back, or the official was reaching for his flag, and he came in from the outside, and it'll be 5 more for Massillon, and you can feel the anticipation on the part of the Mckinley defense to make something positive happen.
Let's listen to Fred Vickerell.
Dead ball foul, encroachment, red. Still.
All right, there you hear it. So Massillon, Tom Cannell coming out of the blocks quickly.
Well, and they don't want to waste any time. They're on the road. They figure the first score is a big one. They're going to try and get it quick.
Mannion and Martin, the wideouts. Herrick, the tight end. Running back Sparkman and Dixon split. And Lee Hurst is looking for number 21, Martin. He's got it. 20-yard line, run out of bounds. That should be another first down. Run out of bounds by Brian Tart.
McKinley a little loose on their pass defense as they're anticipating the run, and they're not making any play fakes. He's rolling out and shooting the ball out to the outside, once to Mannion, and now to Ramir Martin. You can see there's no play action here. Sparkman picks up his block on the outside. Mannion wide open for the first down.
Now you see it, 3 wide receivers, bottom of the screen, keep it on the ground. Sparkman spinning, and he takes a hit. He'll get a gain of maybe 1. Terry Mackin on the stop.
McKinley wanted to establish a good hit on somebody, and that time they did, as he picks up about 1 yard on the dive play. You know, if you think back to previous years, first scores don't really mean a lot, but I'm sure Massillon would like to get on the board early.
Same formation as they put Dixon in a slot with the wide receivers. Hurst rolling, fires to Dixon. He's got it, 10-yard lines, run out of bounds by Katuzin. Massillon has just taken this opening kickoff and is moving straight down the field.
Well, I think that, you know, they've only run one play on the ground. They've decided that they can spread things out, and they flood this area. Sparkman underneath. Hurst is doing an outstanding job getting the ball to him, and he'll go out of bounds around the 9.
They go to the double tight end set by bringing in Steve Brown. They also have another offensive tackle in there, number 70. They give it to Sparkman. First down and goal down right around the 5-yard line as they went to a power formation. That was run all the way.
Massillon is a little bigger than McKinley on the defensive, on the offensive side of the ball, and it's showing on that particular play. They just wedged right through there.
Well, they're using Louis Lococo as another tackle, and they have both tight ends, Herrig and Brown, 83 and 87 in there. They give you an 8-man front. Give us to Sparkman. Very little. He may have lost a yard. D.C. Curtis in on the stop, along with Mike Sanders.
Mike Sanders actually came around from the outside. It caught him as he went by. You can see Lee Owens giving instructions. Call the next play.
You may see him get it in the air here, Steve. They're working him on the short outs, and now it's 2nd down and 6. They got to take it in. Look for some kind of maybe a roll and another out pattern.
I think to the wide side of the field, look for Ramir Martin.
So watch the top of the screen where the 2 wideouts are going. Mannion number 8, Martin number 21. Keep it on the ground to Sparkman. He's got some real estate. Cuts it in for the touchdown.
I think everybody, including us, was anticipating a pass. McKinley their secondary was back with Martin. He didn't even have to throw a block. Sparkman saw an opening and cut in. You can see as they move to the top of your screen, watch, it takes a long time. You see up here, they're playing pass. Sparkman sees an opening, cuts through, untouched for the touchdown.
Brian Sparkman with his 9th touchdown of the season. Miller to attempt the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 9 minutes, 39 seconds to go here in the first quarter. The Tigers draw first blood.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. I believe in the advantages of the electric heat pump. So will you when you talk to this heat pump specialist.
Hi, I'm Rick Groff, owner of Quality Heating and Cooling in Massillon. The energy-efficient electric heat pump will keep your home warm and comfortable this winter and cool next summer. Come and see our high electric heat pumps and count on us for quality installation and service.
The electric heat pump, it heats, it cools, and it saves.
It's McRib time at McDonald's, y'all. grilled pork, and that sassy sauce. It's like a barbecue in a bun without the bones. Add fries and a Coke, and you're talking chomp, but only for a limited time. A good time, great taste. Chomp of McDonald's.
Top off your delicious McRib sandwich with an icy cold Coca-Cola Classic. New McDonald's McRib sandwich and Coke. One good tasting team.
Well, the Tiger is happy as you see it on the Timken Mercy Sports Medicine Center scoreboard as Massillon takes the opening kickoff. A good return by Donnie Blake. And Massillon basically having success through the air, and Sparkman driving the final 3 yards for the score. The extra point is good. And Massillon, if you can say it, has negated the home field advantage by getting on the scoreboard first. Good deep kick by Hurst. From the 4-yard line, Kirk Moore. And the ball is loose! And a flag is down, so hold everything.
I think Massillon might have the football, but there's clipping on the return, so if Massillon gets it, they're going to keep it.
Who's got the football?
Massillon.
Massillon!
One thing I've noticed about the way the Tigers have come out today, they've done everything in a hurry. They've had brief huddles, they've been up to the line of scrimmage, they're trying to run their plays. They got up, the Hurst stepped back, ready to kick off. The team was gone. I mean, they weren't even waiting for any kind of fanfare or anything. The officials are going to discuss this. If you're a Mckinley fan, you got to take a minute to shake it off. You can see Kirk Moore has the football. There's an outstanding play here by his number's sake. On the other side, Joey Pierce creates the fumble. There's the pileup.
So everything going right for the Tigers and everything in the early going wrong for the Bulldogs. Approaching the 9-minute mark, first quarter, Massillon with the ball on the McKinley 18. They lead it 7-0, and Lee Hurst once more. Firing, pass is complete. Ramir Martin, and he's down to the 10-yard line. Run out by a host of Bulldogs, including Terry Mack and Eric Carter.
One of the things that McKinley has always done well over the years has been to adjust. Of course, they don't want to adjust trailing by a couple of touchdowns, but they're going to have to get somebody up there to jam Martin and Mannion when they come out on that in the flat. Now it's more difficult to do when they get split out this far.
2nd and 3. Sparkman trying to find running room. Be close to the first down. Carter on the stop. In the early going, Lee Hurst 4 for 4. He's red hot.
Hurst has been red hot all year as he's passed for over 1,000 yards. He's got 2 running backs with over 700 yards apiece. Massillon has the offense to get cooking. We don't know anything about their defense yet. They haven't been on the field.
Tom McDaniels trying to give his defense some encouragement. They certainly did not cause themselves to be in the hole on this second possession. They're trying, as Tom Cannon would say, to stop the bleeding. Hurst with it. Rolling. Hurst has the first down at the 5-yard line where he's run out of bounds. Lee Hurst, he can run it, he can throw it.
The only 4-year letterman in varsity letterman in Massillon history, and he's certainly showing the run and boot right here. There's the 2-play action pass fakes. He runs outside, sees an opening, puts his head down, and settles in at the 5. Make that the 6.
From the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. Clock stopped as Hurst goes out of bounds. 8:17 to go first quarter. The give is to Sparkman, and the hole closed quickly. D.C. Curtis on the stop.
The McKinley defense right now, and who would blame them for what's happened to them in the opening minutes, just seems a little unsettled. They don't seem to be ready when they get down on the ball, and I think that's partly because Massillon's hurrying things up a little bit.
Both teams on a mission. After losing week number 9, the winner is assured a berth in postseason play. Dixon slipped a bit, but he still gets inside the 5-yard line, down to the 2. John Curtis among those on the stop.
Take a look at the crossover, the lead block. There's a guard pulling out in front. Good block on the outside. Things are just working.
Massillon cheerleaders have had plenty to cheer about in the early going. Give it to Sparkman, touchdown!
Hill, a center on the Massillon offensive line at 5'11", 165 pounds, really helped lead the way in there. You can see right there is the opening. No doubt about it. When you back the defense up 2 yards, you're going to pick up at least 2, and that's all they needed for the score.
Parkman with 2 touchdowns already in this game. Miller adds the extra point. 7:20 to go first quarter. 14-0 Tigers.
Where can you get a fully reconditioned used car? Low bank financing. An extended service plan available on most used cars. And immediate delivery. Come to George Wakeham Ford, the home of Little Detroit in Massillon.
George Wakeham Ford is your best friend. George Wakeham Ford is Little Detroit.
Camelot Music presents the debut from Warrant. Warrant, now at Camelot Music.
Live here at Fawcett Stadium, and we've played less than 5 minutes, and the Tigers have capitalized. Great initial kickoff return by Blake. Sporkman scoring from 3 yards out. Mckinley fumbles the ensuing kickoff. Massillon drives it down. Sporkman a 2-yard run. Miller with the extra points. Here's the reverse angle, Steve.
Watch it from the Massillon side as they saw it. Sparkman blazing over the middle. No problem. 14-0. And that's unexpected, I might say.
No question about it. Oh, Hurst booms this one. Just booms it. And no way. Clark will just have to cover it up. And it'll be a touchback. It'll come out to the 20-yard line. I mean, the first, 4 minutes and 40 seconds, it's been a Massillon highlight reel.
Well, Vic Steffen won't have any trouble figuring out time of possession because Mckinley just hasn't had any up until now. And that kickoff, I'll tell you, you watch this. This is almost to the back of the end zone. That's Division I kickoff right there.
Lee Hurst may have a stronger leg than he does an arm, and he's got a great throwing arm. Got check time for the Bulldogs now. Ryan Henry, the quarterback. Running back split. Moore and Gardner, the wide receivers, to the bottom of the screen. Henry has time, firing for Gardner. Has it, 35-yard line. First down. Keith Rabbit in on the stop. Let's set that Mckinley offense for you. Jerkovic at center. Allison and Hogsett the guards. Corsi Marino the tackles. Zerkman the tight end. Gardner and Moore the wideouts.
Ryan Henry, lots of time to throw as they caught Massillon in a little bit of a flex, anticipating the run. Great pass protection. Good route. Nice catch. And maybe Mckinley now will feel a little bit more confident.
Henry quarterback. Clark and Irvin the running backs. Henry firing. Kirk Moore has it. The defense comes up quickly to hold him to about a 5-yard gain. Chad Buckland on the stop. And the secondary for the Tigers, Ed Williams, Chad Buckland, Keith Rabbit. The outside backers, Joe Pierce and Kevin McHugh. Inside, it's Greg Turkle and Eric Wright. And we'll check the linemen in just a moment as you check out the Massillon sidelines and head coach Lee Owens.
Boy, both teams not the least bit shy about putting the ball in the air in the early going.
Get the interior line for Massillon after this call. Moore in motion. Fake the tailback, throwing for Moore. Over his head, good coverage by McHugh. Interior lineman for the Tigers, Scott Surgo and Mark McGeorge opening at the tackles. Mike Martin and Jeff Perry at the defensive end slots as you look at the McKinley sidelines.
Darnell Clark for McKinley picked up the blitz and is what gave Ryan Henry time to throw that football even though it was incomplete. He doesn't pick up that linebacker, it's about a 10-yard sack. He did a good job on that.
Big call for the Bulldogs. 6:20 to go first quarter. 3rd and 5 with the ball on their own 40. They trail 14-0. Henry straight back. Now decides to run for the first down. He's got it up to midfield. Tackled by McHugh.
Man down, number 23 for the Bulldogs, Ed Williams. He got kind of knocked over at the tackle.
Take a look at the replay. McKinley now floods everybody to the bottom of your screen, which was their offensive right side. Pump fake, sees an opening, And all he needs is 5 yards. This is a heady call by the quarterback, at least to make this decision to carry it upfield. And he picks up about 10, and that'll give McKinley a first down in Massillon. Not quite in Massillon territory, right at the 50-yard line. Right up the middle of the booth here.
Did you notice at the end of that play, one of the Massillon players rolling over after being involved in the tackle, rolled into the side of the leg of Ed Williams? What a story Ed Williams is. He was not part of the Tiger football program. He had been out of organized football since junior high school. And he was talked into coming out by some of his current Tiger teammates. It would be a shame for the senior if his Massillon McKinley's day's work would be so short.
You can see right there, and he got a leg whip right into his leg there. Williams, a 6'2", 175-pound senior, plays in the backfield, secondary.
There's a good close-up of Eddie Williams, defensive back, 5'10", 159 senior.
He grew.
We'll check on the injury and tell you about it when we return.
The remaining 89 Dodges are clearing out fast, making room for our big 1990 announcement celebration because the 90s are here. And now's the time for a great deal on a full lineup of Dodge cars, or get a great deal on a Ram Tough pickup. Plus great deals on 40 Dodge imports. So see your Dodge dealer now, because with deals, like these, everyone will want one.
Remlinger Dodge in Massillon, a name to remember, Remlinger.
We're the one to think of first. We're here to help today. At first, savings you can be sure. We're behind you all the way. We'll work with you and make a difference in our community. Together we can make it happen. The best is yet to be. Your family financial center, First Savings.
6:13 to go here. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs with the ball at midfield. Double wideouts, Gardner and Moore to the bottom of the screen. Running backs are split. Give it to the fullback, Urban. Slips the first tackle, but he may get just about a yard. Joe Pearson on the stop. McHugh's had a busy afternoon already. Defensively in there for the Tigers. We'll pick up the young man's number here. Now 25, and despite all our hard work, I don't see a 25 on our roster. We'll check our secondary roster. And as usual, Tom, we got your first assignment. I know you're on the wrong side, but trying to find out who number 25 is for Massillon.
No problem. Another small job.
Use some smoke signals if you have to. And we're ready to go here. We had a quick equipment timeout. Second and 9. Irvin with a gain of 1. Moore in motion. Back to throw, Henry. Firing it. Credit the pressure on the quarterback there as the pass ball's incomplete, intended for Kirk Moore.
The pressure coming to the outside by Kevin McHugh. And Henry did a good job getting rid of the football. Watch the play fake. They faked the draw. And there's the pressure from McHugh coming from the outside. It just rushed the pass. The receiver was open.
Big call here, 3rd and 9 with the ball on the Massillon 49-yard line. 5:18 to go first quarter. Bulldogs trail it 14-0. Running backs in an eye, both wideouts, Gardner and Moore to the top of the screen. Brian Henry back. Back, fires under pressure. The ball thrown out of bounds again. Credit the pressure. Chris Roth, number 80. Perry, number 94, putting the heat on the QB.
Got to give the credit to the Massillon secondary because the offense for Mckinley did a good job in giving Henry time to throw. He had a good 3 seconds, but he had to wait for somebody to break open.
Eddie Williams, the injured ball player, being attended to. Looks like a left knee injury. Sees an obvious pain. Ron Zerkman ready to kick it away. Mannion and Blake are back deep. Mannion to the near side. Calling for the fair catch, and he fields it at his own 16-yard line.
If anything, McKinley at least got Massillon playing in their own end of the field, something that hadn't happened in the early going here.
Tom, from your perspective, what's been the keys to success for the Tigers?
Well, I'll tell you what, field position. They took the opening kick off the midfield. They had a short drive that time. Then they got the McKinley fumble at the 20. McKinley started in their end zone after falling on that kickoff. This is the worst field position Massillon's had, and there's an offsides penalty, and it's going to be a short 1st and 5.
Generally, when two players jump like that, it's something to do with the quarterback's cadence. Massillon has been hurrying things up all in the early going. Now, what they might do is stretch the cadence out as the game gets going into the late going of the first period.
Dead ball foul, encroachment, red. Still first down.
All right, we hear from the Massillon sidelines that number 23, Eddie Williams, has a sprained knee. Not good news for the senior. The good news is his team leads it. From his perspective, that is the good news. 14-0. Pass incomplete. Ramir Martin, the intended receiver.
I got your number 25. He's listed originally, his name is Eric Wright. He was originally number 45.
So they've moved Eric Wright. He's playing some inside backer, and they moved him to the secondary. Thank you, Mr. C.
McKinley is trying to double up the outside people now.
Oh, what a hit on Sparkman. He held his feet, but it'll be a loss of maybe half a yard.
You know, we've had so much action in this first period, and there's still 4 minutes and 48 seconds left. It's really been kind of incredible. You see the replay. This time McKinnon will have no part of that second man through as Sparkman's hit for no gain.
Terry Mack with that initial hit. We talked about him in the pregame. Exactly 4.5 minutes to go first quarter. And the Bulldogs stop the Tigers here. 3rd and 6. Tigers from their own 20. Firing for Dixon. He hadn't turned around yet. There was the heat that was being put on Lee Hurst. Katusin was on the coverage.
John Katusin came this close, Scott, to having 6 points. He was aware that Dixon had not yet turned around to watch for the ball. Now he comes up for the interception just as the ball was thrown to the outside. Maybe because of the pressure. You can see right there, he had realized that the receiver had no idea where the ball was.
Mike Sanders with that heat. Ross kicks it away. Fair catch by Codispati. And McKinley will have their best field position to start a drive this afternoon from the Massillon 49-yard line. 4:18 to go first quarter. Tigers lead at 14-0.
Mike Sanders won't realize how close he came to blocking that kick until he sees the film. He actually ended up behind the punter.
Some of the crowd here at Fawcett Stadium. We'll get Tom Cannell's perspective on that in just a moment. Gardner near side. This is Moore in motion. Running backs in an eye. Irvin, the fake, the option to Clark. Clark has it. 50. Clark fighting his way down close to the 45, marking it about between the 45-46. Tom, how about the crowd?
Well, I tell you what, the crowd is really something. Here's a guest from far away, a recognizable voice. What do you think of all these people at a high school game?
Well, this is, I've been with professional football with NBC Sports, and 22,000 people making this much more noise. This is unbelievable. I've been in Cleveland Stadium with 87,000 people. Nothing like this. And orange, red, and black is all you see. What a great high school football game.
Hey, Tom, I only got one question. If you got Marv Albert there, I hope you paid for the airfare. Oh, what a hit by the young man who just came into the ball game, Eric Wright, replacing the injured Eddie Williams, and he put the hit on.
I still can't get over the guest cameo. There you go in the replay. Just an outstanding hit by Eric Wright. Good thing we got his number.
That's right. He had Darnell Clark's number on that play, that's for sure. 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs. Clock rolling, approaching the 3-minute mark. McKinley trying to get something going offensively here as they trail it late in the first quarter, 14-0. Henry straight back, looking for Gardner. And they want an interference call, they'll get it. Clint Trenner, senior, was in the secondary on that play, may be guilty. He was playing ball, and minds of the officials may have kept the man from completing his route.
I think that's exactly how it happened, Scotty. It wasn't so much that he bumped the receiver, it's just that he made contact before he made his cut. The McKinley player fell down. I'm not sure if he did it on purpose or not, but it was the right thing to do because the flag came in right after him. One thing we didn't get to talk about before Marv came on was that McKinley came out with the option. They have not been able to run the option the last few weeks.
Defensive pass interference, pass was incomplete, first down, Red.
Just to finish that up, they did not run the option the last couple of weeks because Ryan Henry had been hurting. They anticipated everybody being healthy, and they didn't really want to show it until later on in the game. I think they had to go to it a little sooner.
Let me correct myself. Wright changed numbers. He's wearing 25, but he's at the same position inside backer. It was Trenner that's filling in for the injured Eddie Williams. This is Darnell Clark. Irvin out in front. And good pursuit by the Massillon defense. Joe Pierce and Turkle in on that stop.
Chad Buckland on the outside. Not Chad Buckland, I'm sorry, it's number 9. That's Joe Pierce. Did a good job stretching this out because at the beginning it looks like there's going to be a big opening, and you can see everybody moving, and there's the tackle.
Did a nice job, did number 9, playing off the block of his counterpart, number 9. Joe Pierce on that stop. The option play. Clark. Oh, and met head on by Eric Wright. Bring up 3rd and long. We're approaching the 2-minute mark in the first quarter.
I'm sure on the option that Tom McDaniels would like to get his quarterback outside a little bit more, but he can't because there's the pitch man, number 95, coming across. He forces the pitch early, and as we've talked about so many times, the option is more effective when you can get the runner at the line of scrimmage.
Mike Martin forced the premature pitch by Ryan Henry.
From his defensive end spot.
Bulldogs need to get to the Massillon 22-yard line. This is the 3rd down call. Henry did a nice job getting away there. Firing to the end zone. The tight end opens up a touchdown!
Wow. Last night we saw the quarterback from Central Catholic create a touchdown with a pump fake. You're going to see Ryan Henry do almost the same thing as he gets out of the way of the pass rush. Right there, not quite a pump fake, but he weaved the ball around, found his man open in the back of the end zone. Now it's a matter of holding your breath. He hauls it in, and quick as that, they're on the board. And it's still the first quarter, guys.
I love it. Wosick on to attempt the extra point. Put a spotty holding. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 1:38 to go here in the first quarter of play. Plenty of scoring. It's now Massillon 14, Mckinley 7.
At United Bank, we offer full service as individual as you are. A fully staffed brokerage department ready to assist you with your investments. Auto loans for the car that was made just for you. IRA and trust options to make all those years of hard work pay off. Competitive rates on savings, CD, and checking accounts. Home equity and personal loans customized to fit your future needs and for more immediate concerns.
Quality workmanship and quality materials make quality homes. Schwartz Homes and Skyline Corporation are so sure about the quality of their homes, they offer a full 1-year warranty. So sure about their workmanship, Schwartz and Skyline invite you to tour the factory itself and see firsthand what separates Schwartz Homes from the competition.
Our motto here at Skyline is very simple. As the sign says, quality. No excuses, no alibis.
Stop in at Schwartz Homes' 2 locations, New Philadelphia or St. Clairsville, and arrange for your own factory tour.
I don't know what she can get him.
We're back here live at Fawcett Stadium. Steve Lake and I talking during that commercial break. We've had enough offense in some entire Massillon-McKinley games here in the first 10 minutes of this one.
Scott, I might be able to tell you what's going on. The doctors from the teams went in to see the referees before the game, and because of the heat, they wanted to make sure that liquid was available at any time the teams needed it or the referees wished to give it to them.
All right, thank you, TC, for that update. We're ready to go now. Zirkman to do the booting. It's going over to Lamont Dixon from the 10, 15, 20, and down to the 22. You feel momentum shifting just a bit here. As Massillon took the early 14-0 lead, Mckinley scores. That was a 32-yard touchdown pass for Brian Henry to tight end Ron Zerkman. And Henry really made that play happen, as you mentioned, Steve.
Oh, the scrambling ability and to find Zerkman to continue his route the way he did and get in the end zone uncovered almost is really incredible.
Massillon wasting little time as Dixon will get a gain of about 3 on the carry.
Got to credit Tom Menches with a great block on the outside because that play was read well by one of the Mckinley defenders. Menches came out and just pancaked him, and that allowed him to pick up the 5 yards.
Look at the Massillon sidelines. One-time assistant Nick Grotzis in the middle there. Mannion comes to the near side. Martin very tight to the top of the picture. Hurst looking that way, looking for Martin, firing that way. Martin has it. He did a tightrope job, and he's out of bounds. A big carry inside the Mckinley 40-yard line. Nice play by number 21, Ramir Martin.
Every pass route that Massillon ran in the first opening mirror was to set up this play to Ramir Martin. There's the pump fake, the hook look in, then he fades out, and Hurst puts this one right on the money because that's not real bad coverage. Martin, a premier receiver in Stark County, did an outstanding job.
Tigers first and 10. Number 21 for the Tigers, Ramir Martin. You see why he's a leading receiver. This is Sparkman, broke the first line of defense of the Bulldogs, and he'll get good first down yardage. Tackle on the play by Terry Mack.
Steve, I think if you take a look at that, the first guy he shedded was Tom Menches, his own guard.
We'll take a look and see if right there, Menches does a turnout, and he does. He gets his feet tangled up, but he does a good job, and Massillon's on a move again.
Got 5 yards on that last carry. This might be, save for an incomplete pass or penalty, the last play of the first quarter. Both wideouts to the near side. Give us to Dixon, fighting hard, and he gets it down to the 30-yard line.
Back to the run and boot that time, Scott.
And that will do it at the end of the first quarter of play. The Massillon Tigers 14, the McKinley Bulldogs 7.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. I believe in the advantages of the electric heat pump. So will you when you talk to this heat pump specialist.
I'm John Horger of Horger Plumbing and Heating in Louisville. Our Heil heat pump products offer warm, comfortable heating in the winter with a bonus of air conditioning in the summer. Come check out our electric heat pump equipment and see us for your service and replacement needs.
The electric heat pump, it heats, it cools, and it saves. Wacom Honda, the leading edge.
Hi, I'm Brian Brennan of the Cleveland Browns. Fans and sports writers have called me a sure-handed, dependable receiver. And that's what I try to be, dependable. Like my Honda from Wacom Honda. I choose Wacom Honda because of their commitment to excellence. So stop out today and meet my friends at Wacom Honda.
Stop today for your best deal in town at Wacom Honda, 3748 Lincoln Way East in Massillon. Wacom Honda, Stark County's #1 discount Honda dealer.
Wacom Honda.
There you see it on the Timken Mercy Sports Medicine Center scoreboard. Remember last year, 10-7 in overtime, 17 points in the entire ball game. Here we've had 21 in 12 minutes. And I love it.
Remarkable.
Yeah. And maybe more because the Tigers are on the move. Big call here, 3rd and 2 with the ball on the McKinley 30. This is Sparkman, and he's stopped shy of the first down by Alfred Hill. Now Lee Hurst wants to go for it. Lee Hurst is the long-range field goal kicker. What kind of a kick would we be looking at, TC?
Well, the ball spotted to 31. That'd be 48 yards, and that's a lot to ask for. As you take a look at the wind, it's negligible. It wouldn't make any difference. I think they're just going to go for the 1st and 10.
Well, the way their offense has been working, there's really no reason to question this call.
Jim Goff brings in the play.
We're going to time out for the McKinley Bulldogs.
Timeout called by McKinley.
Timeout on the field, 11:27 to go first half. It's Massillon 14 and Kenton McKinley 7, and we'll keep it right here. TC, it appears to be the way to go. I think Steve is right. The momentum certainly offensively has favored the Tigers here. Have you been surprised the way the Tigers have been able to move the ball against this good McKinley team?
Well, I think that is a surprise. The one thing we thought coming in was the Bulldogs were going to have a tougher defense, maybe a little quicker, but Massillon's taking it right to them. They're mixing up, they're running the pass. One guy I've got visiting with me, a guy that's seen 57 straight McKinley-Massillon games, Phil Liberatore. He's been a big booster. And Phil, tell us what happened in 1943.
1943 is the year that we got married, and my wife and I was figured we had the ball game was on my wedding day, but I canceled the wedding for about 3 weeks so we could both go to the ball game.
There's a guy that put his wife on hold to miss the 1943 ball game. Back upstairs.
And he's not alone, incidentally, ladies and gentlemen. Phil is a great man, and he's always been very cooperative and supportive of our efforts to promote high school football. Here comes the play of the game up to this point. 4th down. Call it a long 2 or a short 3. Long signal by Hurst. Back to throw, looking for Martin. Still looking, now puts it up. Martin has it, 1st down. And great presence by Lee Hurst to wait to throw that ball, and he got it to Martin, his favorite target.
Well, Mike Silverthorne, number 65, comes over with really the block that stops all this right there. It gives him a little bit extra time for Martin to break loose, break to the outside as he broke his pattern. And that's a big 1st down for the Tigers and a deflating one for the McKinley defense.
Good ad-lib by both Lee Hurst and Ramir Martin. This is Sparkman, and he may get a yard.
I wouldn't be surprised now if we saw some kind of a play action, go back to the run and boot, because McKinley is now beginning to concentrate on the run. They want to stop this running game.
Makoko and Brown go out in the tight formation, and the 2 wide receivers come in. Troy Mannion, number 8, Ramir Martin, number 21. 2nd and 9 with the ball on the McKinley 21-yard line. 10.5 minutes to play first half, 14-7 Tigers. Hurst rolling out. He'll run with it, 20-yard line, and cut down right there. And I don't know who got the worst of that one. The tackler's still on the ground.
It looked like it was going to be a disaster for Hurts, but the tackler actually came up to the worst end of this. Take a look. He sees a little bit of an opening, and watch it close down as McKinley shows you that quickness. Good tackle.
It's Eric Jerkovic, number 52, as we look at Lee Hurst, the ball carrier. 10 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Eric Jerkovic, and this could be a key loss. Not only a key backup player at inside linebacker, and he filled in very well late in the season for an injured Terry Mack, but he's also the starting center and one of the leaders of the McKinley offensive line.
There's a lot of them, but here's the first quarter stats. 32 yards rushing for Massillon to 14 for McKinley. Passing 77 to 51 total yardage in the first quarter for Massillon, 109, 65 for McKinley. You know, you add 4 to those, multiply those by 4, and we could be here all night. 6:49 in time of possession. Don't forget, Massillon had the ball the first 3 minutes, so McKinley has worked its way back with 5 minutes and 11 seconds in the time of possession.
Down to TC.
Before Phil goes back upstairs, after seeing 57 in a row, any one particular game stick out in your memory?
Right, the year I graduated, 34-35, we knocked Massillon off 21-6. That was our best ball game. That's when we undefeated, 10 ball games. 1934 and 5, that's when we graduated. 34.
Okay, Steve saw that game.
Great game. We're going to do it again next year.
All right, you see, he hasn't given up yet. Still tending to the injured ball player, Eric Jerkovic.
You know, you try to remember where you were 2 weeks ago, and here's a man that can remember 57 Massillon McKinley games. That's incredible. He's okay, and he's up.
Great, and it's good to see. Eric Jerkovic. Clock rolling now, 10 minutes to go. Another big call, 3rd and 5. Give it to Dixon, nothing doing. He's tackled for a loss. Mike Sanders in there. Terry Mack also in on the stop.
That time they tried to run a little draw or delay right into the end that was boxing on the run and boot. You can see Mike Sanders coming from the outside here, plays off his man, reads the draw, makes the tackle for a loss.
Massillon's going to take time out and think about their 4th down play here.
We'll be back. 9:46 to go, first half.
Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation. We're all a part of it.
That's the end?
No.
The latest from Janet Jackson, now on cassette, compact disc, and home video at Camelot Music.
The remaining 89 Dodges are clearing out fast, making room for our big 1990 announcement celebration because the 90s are here. And now's the time for a great deal on a full lineup of Dodge cars, or get a great deal on a Ram Tough pickup. Plus great deals on 40 Dodge imports. So see your Dodge dealer now, because with deals, like these, everyone will want one.
Remlinger Dodge in Massillon, a name to remember, Remlinger.
Live from Fawcett Stadium here in Canton, yours truly, Scott Davis, along with my broadcast partners, Steve Lake and Tom Candle. Let's go down to Tom as Lee Hurst will attempt a field goal.
This ball will be spotted at the 27, be 37 yards. Range won't be a problem. Direction might be. It's got the distance, but it's off to the left.
So the Tigers can't capitalize, and we'll see what kind of a lift this could give the Bulldogs as they try to tie this one before the half. Still plenty of time remaining, 9 minutes, 42 seconds. Massillon 14, Kent McKinley 7, as you see it on the Timken Mercy Sports Medicine Center scoreboard.
Certainly going right to left has been the hot side offensively. McKinley did get their touchdown going left to right, but Massillon has really churned up a lot of yardage, as you saw in the first quarter stats, going this way. So we'll see if that has anything to do with the way the offenses go.
Wide receivers both sides now. That's more in motion to the top of the screen. Give us to the fullback as they fake the option, and Dory Irvin has a first down. He gets about 15 on that carry up to the 35-yard line.
That's the first play of the option. You know, it seems like I've been saying it all year. It's what it is. You can see the fake to the fullback right there. If you don't have that play, you don't have the option. And there he goes. Nice run. I told you, this is the hot side right here. Heading right to left.
9:20 to go. First down for the Bulldogs. Henry wants to put it up. Has time. Firing for more. He breaks open, and he can't hold on to the ball at the 35-yard line.
Moore made a nice move to cut past Buckland. He was wide open. The ball was well thrown. It's just one of those he'd like to have back. Watch the play action to the fullback, the fake draw. Lots of time. Henry does a nice job delivering this football. Right on the end of his hands. That's one he'll think about.
Mark McGeorge is the injured Massillon player, and Mark's been battling some injuries throughout the season. And you see his vital statistics as a junior. We have a timeout on the field with 9 minutes and 12 seconds to go here in the first half. 14-7, Massillon leads it.
I'll tell you, this is probably the most alive of all the games we've done, the Massillon-McKinley games. This team, everybody is in this one. You can see the injury is going to occur right there, number 55, as he gets caught from the air. You're allowed to clip inside the line of scrimmage there, so don't be throwing your flags at home.
Well, Tom Cannell's favorite show, Thriller Theater with the Son of Ghoul. I know he's ready to watch tonight at 11:35, The Company of Wolves with Angela Lansbury. And don't forget, live at Buddy's Place, Tuesday night at 8, a special Son of Ghoul edition with the movie Halloween 2. But the Son of Ghoul, Thriller Theater, Saturday night, tonight, 11:35 on TV 67.
Angela Lansbury?
That's right.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad. Tom, where'd he get that movie from?
I don't know. I would be suspect, though, where he picked it up. I know that didn't come from Isler's.
Now Mark McGeorge needing some help just to get off the field.
Is this his famous Halloween show tonight?
No, that'll be Tuesday night.
Oh,
Halloween
Tuesday night. Oh, okay.
He's doing double duty this weekend, too. 2nd and 10 with the ball on the McKinley 35-yard line. 9:12 to go here in the first half. Henry back, looking, firing for Gardner. A little bit high, went up for it, went off his right shoulder pad.
I'm sure the coaches up on the McKinley side here, the offensive coordinators are looking at that play and saying, what up? Everybody was open. Gardner just delivered this ball a little high. I think he jumped a little too soon. He might not have had to have jumped on that. Easy for me to say.
From the 35-yard line. TC 2 almost, but it only counts in horseshoes.
Well, you know, when you got an opportunity in a big ball game to make a big play, you always regret you couldn't pull it off. And when you get an opportunity, you really want to chalk it up. Those were 2 missed ones.
Keep it on the ground to Clark. He took 1 tackle, but it'll force McKinley to punt. Did not fool Brent Bach, number 77.
Kind of a difficult call in that situation. You see Tom McDaniels.
Warming up for shorts, and who would believe it, week 10. Blake and Mannion are back to return Zerkman's punt. He'll get it away from about his own 25-yard line.
Try to kick this away from Blake.
Good snap. Plenty of time. Low line drive kick. On the first bounce, Mannion shakes 1 tackler, gets a block. Mannion gets it up to the 24-yard line, so the Tigers will have it on their own 24. 8 minutes, 23 seconds to go here in the first half, and they have a 7-point lead. It's Massillon 14, McKinley 7 as they work on defensive tackle Mark McGeorge.
Long way to run for a 4-yard pickup. Here comes Hurst with the play.
Martin and Mannion both come to the bottom of the screen or the near side. Hurst setting up the screen to the other side, and again, good pressure by Alfred Hill and Eric Carter, the defensive ends or outside linebackers, if you will. Philando Ashcraft, the young sophomore, is in there at running back, the intended receiver.
When you feel the draw, as Alfred Hill did, you cannot have any indecision unless you can find the running back. Otherwise, you just continue to rush the passer. That's what Alfred Hill did. He forced the pass to fall short. And it's one of those things. It's an instinctive thing you have to understand when you see draw.
Ashcraft is in there for Sparkman. He gets the carry. And again, the Bulldogs defense now tightening up.
You know, Scott, this is our 12th telecast, I think, so far. And have you ever seen so many great sophomores? Now you're looking at one down at nose tackle from McKinley, Sean Curtis. I mean, these kids are going to be around for a while.
Got to bring a smile to the coaches' faces, but right now they have only one thing on their minds, their opponent on the field, as you look at Lee Owens. See what his 3rd and 10 call is. Carter putting the heat on, but Hurst gets it away. It's tipped and almost intercepted by Brian Tart. Mannion, the intended receiver.
Brian Tart just stepped up, and he really did have a clean shot at an interception. Maybe Mannion bumped him a little bit as he turned defender. But you can watch now. The pass rush here has a little bit to do with this.
Look at his right hand, Steve. It's badly bandaged, and he probably couldn't grab the ball.
Good call by Tom. You can see he did not have the dexterity to get hold of it.
Roth gets it away against Sanders. Fred Vickerell right there, so there'll be no penalty as Codispati makes a fair catch at the McKinley 40-yard line.
The reason there was no penalty on that was Sanders was already on the ground. Was not making an effort to get the kicker.
Good acting job by the Massillon punter Roth, though, to try to draw the
They teach a course in that, don't they?
You see some of the crowd here, in excess of 18,000 expected here at Fawcett Stadium for this one. 7 minutes, 18 seconds to go first half. Bulldogs try again to tie this one up.
Well, if another 4,000 come, I don't know where they'd sit.
Reuben Burrows is in the ball game for the first time. They fire to Burrows and the pass is tipped.
Probably just as well it fell incomplete. As one of the McKinley receivers, Burrows, was trying to come back and get that football. Watch the defensive lineman up in the air. The bat, this Ryan Henry pass up. And, nobody could react quick enough to get over to it. Second down.
Clock stops on the incompleted pass. 7:14 to go first half. Moore and Burrows wide to the top of the screen. Running backs in an eye. Zerkman the tight end. The fake to Clark. Henry has time. Henry fires it open as the tight end, and Zerkman drops the football.
If you're a Mckinley fan, you got to start counting how many drop passes they've had in this series and this end of the field, and it's really been kind of uncanny. Hit him right square in the hands. These are the ones you got to catch, as Tom said. Got to make things happen.
That's when you look at a quarterback's stats of how many completions and how many attempts, and it can be misleading.
Well, certainly Ryan Henry has done an outstanding job delivering the football, as has Hurst for Massillon. So
the two quarterbacks have definitely been on in this ball game, no doubt about it. Oh, they may have drawn the Tigers offside.
Yeah, pick one.
He said Tigers.
I say, that's what you call a...
that was a cadence one. I think that Ryan Henry deserves that one.
They were off en masse.
You know, sometimes...
Dead ball foul, encroachment, white, still third down.
Sometimes the quarterback will go on 2 or 1 or 3 throughout a whole series. All of a sudden he decides to go on 4, and that's what happened.
Burrows wide to the far side with Moore in the slot, running backs in an eye. The option to Clark, 40. Can't get outside, although Pierce makes the tackle again. It was Eric Wright, and Wright has done an excellent job as the main defender on that counter play.
Well, it's not really an option if you run it with a quarterback, stands up, takes 1 step, and pitches it out. It's a sweep. The option is the quarterback has to step up, run along the line of scrimmage, make a decision whether he's going to keep it or pitch it. That's almost like running a sweep the way they've been running it with the...
Well, I think it's the Tigers' defense that's taking away the option. They've done an excellent job here. Zerkman to punt. Mannion and Blake are back. High kick. Blake fields it, his own 20. 25. Slips the tackle flag down to the 27. 6:17 to go. 14-7 Massillon.
McDonald's has a monster of an idea. Happy Halloween certificates. A book of 10 is only $1. Your gang can turn them in for free dessert treats like cones and sample-sized sundaes at McDonald's. Each book also comes with a mail-in certificate for this free Roger Rabbit when you buy your video cassette of the smash hit who framed Roger Rabbit. McDonald's Happy Halloween certificates. A deal so good, it's eerie.
Clearance time at Toyota dealers is almost over, and everything's going. Whoa!
Hold it. Get in now and you can save big bucks with new incentives to dealers on 89 Toyotas. Save big on Camry, Corolla, Celica, Cressida, Tercel, and tough Toyota trucks. The biggest incentives ever could save you up to $2,500.
There's special financing, low monthly payments. Get moving. When Toyota dealers say everything goes, they're not kidding.
Back here live at Fawcett Stadium, 6 minutes, 17 seconds to go, and after we had 3 first quarter touchdowns, as you see on the Timken Mercy Sports Medicine Center scoreboard, Steve Lake, the defenses have tightened up here in the second stanza.
Well, I think they've begun to feel out their opponents enough to know, to start to sense what plays are coming where, and make those adjustments, those little adjustments you have to make to stop the plays. Certainly, if Mckinley had not made any, we could be looking at a blowout here. But give credit to the Bulldogs for not folding after falling behind the way they did.
Dangerous territory for the Tigers from their own 12. A little misdirection play to Dixon. Terry Mackin on the stop.
Try to take advantage of the Mckinley angles to get people going one way, come back the other way. This time they only pick up a couple of yards. Actually, Massillon has had more success running straight ahead.
TC?
On the back of the helmets, you see a drug-free sticker. This was part of what went on in the pregame, and each of the players is wearing one today.
Ashcraft and Dixon, the running backs. Are they looking for Martin again? Yes, they are. And the pass is a little shy that time. Again, the heat coming from Mike Sanders on the quarterback.
Martin has the kind of speed where you can drive a defender down, turn around, and come back to the football. If it wasn't for the pressure by Sanders, this would have been a completion, I think. You can see everybody coming. He had to hurry a little bit. He got to sense some of that pressure, and Sanders put him down after he threw the football. Martin tried to come back for the pass.
Darrell Bazin, 57, and Sanders, 67 with the heat there. 5.5 minutes to go. Lee Hurst back. Lee Hurst with time. Lee Hurst wide open. Herrick, the tight end, 40. Down at the Massillon 45-yard line, and the Tigers out of the hole.
Herrick produced the biggest play of the game last year when he took the halfback option from Jamie Slutz to give Massillon their first touchdown of the game in that game. He's been kind of quiet so far, but somehow he got wide open on this play, and Hurst had no trouble finding him. He almost had to wait for this ball. And Herrick says, wait a minute, I got a ways to go yet, but he'll get down around the 45.
Just shy of the 45-yard line. Give us to the second back through. Philando Ashcraft, the young sophomore, making his first appearance in a Massillon-McKinley game.
Ashcraft filled in so admirably when Sparkman sat down with an injury, and he's really one of the bright spots in the future for this Tiger offense, just a sophomore.
Sparkman fighting the injury bug, and Ashcraft's in there right now.
Watch it from the McKinley sideline now as you see the ground level replay. He fought forward. It looked like a lot more, but he only picked up 3.
Fake. Oh, Hurst is down. Big defensive play by Alfred Hill, number 42.
Alfred Hill rode the block of the Massillon pulling guard, and he stretched it out, kept going downfield. Hurst had thought he could get around him, and in a sudden surge, Hill pushed the blocker right into the quarterback. You watch Alfred Hill at the top of your screen fighting off number 6, and he just keeps going. Hurst had no place to run.
Good look at Alfred Hill, tight end on last year's team, starting outside backer, and I think he's found a home there for the McKinley Bulldogs. 3rd and 15, the ball back on the Massillon 39-yard line. Desmond Carpenter in for the Tigers. Hurst hit as he throws. The pass is complete, but well shy of the first down. Martin the reception, Katuzin on the tackle.
You got to give Hurst a lot of credit for throwing that football with the accuracy that he did to Martin. Martin had to come back as he saw his quarterback was in trouble. Here's the pass rush by the Pups. Hurst does a good job settling in. You can see the arm on that young man. He really did not have his feet on the ground when he threw that football.
Roth will kick it away from his own 40. High punt. Codesfati fumbles it, falls on it at the McKinley 25-yard line. 3 minutes, 27 seconds to go here in the first half, and the Bulldogs with another opportunity to try to tie this one up. Tom Cannell, what a lift it would be if the Bulldogs could tie it up at half.
Well, you're right. They're going to have one opportunity with 3:27 to go to tie this thing up or maybe even take the lead before the half. If they can do that, they certainly feel like they got back to where they wanted to be psychological-wise. They came out early and got hit right in the jaw right out of the gate with 14 quick ones. They've been trying to hold water since, and now they got a chance maybe to pull it even.
Burrows and Moore, the wide receivers. Zirkman, the tight end. And the blitz. Turkle coming in on Henry. Gets it away. Man is open, and Richards, the young sophomore running back, couldn't pull it in. But credit the heat from Turkle blitzing from inside linebacker.
Boy, Henry did a great job reading that blitz and getting it outside. And that's number 4 in this quarter, drop passes. That one could have been caught. You can't really blame the receiver too much. But give Ryan Henry a lot of credit for reading the blitz and getting rid of the football.
Clock stops on the incompleted pass as we look at Lee Owens pacing the Massillon sidelines. 3 minutes, 3 seconds to go here in the first half. 14-7, the Tigers lead it. Burrows to the wide side, Moore to the near side. The running back's in an eye, Moore in motion. Henry, this time the option as they get outside the initial contain. The give to Richards, and he'll get a couple of yards. But again, Massillon playing the option play very well. Lee Owens knew going into this one that was one play he had to stop.
Well, Henry did a much better job getting outside. I think this is by design now. He's following along the line of scrimmage. Now, number 95 over there is really what created the havoc. Henry had to make an adjustment.
Well, Lee Owens has to be pleased in what he's seen so far here today. His team on the road grabbed a quick 14-0 lead. It's now 14-7, 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs on their own 27. Ryan Henry back, fullback is open. Goes deeper now to Burrows, and that one he overthrew. Burrows had a step on the defender at the 45-yard line. Just hasn't quite TC been there for the McKinley offense. Close, but no cigar so far.
Well, I think in defense of some of the, as you watch it, take a look at this ball sails over the outstretched hands of the receiver. Henry might need to take a little bit of muscle off that ball and put a little bit more touch on it and trying to drop it in. A couple of the balls have been real bullets. That's just the way the young man throws the football. The receivers are supposed to adjust, but maybe the quarterback in second half will adjust and try and dump it in a little softer.
Zerkman, plenty of time. Low line drive kick. Comes to Mannion. Takes it on the second bounce, his own 30. 35, 37-yard line. Carter on the tackle. 2 minutes to go in the first half.
We're the Canton City Schools. Our administrators, teachers, and staff members are constantly striving to offer our students and community the finest quality educational and co-curricular programs available. They do an effective job of educating over 13,000 youngsters from very different backgrounds who all have individual needs. The McKinley Senior High School football program that you are enjoying today is representative of what has become a long tradition of striving toward excellence. We're the Canton City Schools, an outstanding school system getting better.
Does your bank try to dazzle you with fancy footwork? Do you find your bank expects you to fall in line with everyone else? At United, we understand your individual needs, what you want out of a bank. Your hometown bank means our feet are firmly planted here in Stark County. We're not just your bankers, we're your neighbors and friends. Full service is more than words, it's our promise. Check out the bank that's a step ahead of the rest.
The give is to Ryan Sparkman, who's back in there. Sparkman fighting hard, gets about 9 yards on this second down call. Tackle on the play by the Bulldogs by Sean Curtis, the nose man, with an assist to Darnell Clark.
Little delay. This has worked well for the Tigers in the first half here. As he picks up about 8 of the yards he needed, he'll be looking at 3rd and 1. Nice effort here by the recovering Ryan Sparkman.
He got a little breather, and it seems to be paying off. He's got the first down as he crosses the 45-yard line, and they'll mark it close to the 48. 1 minute, 18 seconds to go here in the first half, and TC, sooner or later, it looks like Lee Hurst will have to put it back up top.
Yeah, with 1:17, the clock running, if they're going to get in field position for a field goal, I think they've got to get down to around the 25-yard line, so they've got a little real estate yet to pick up.
Eddie Williams on the sideline, the towel over his head, and that knee injury may keep him out of this one. Looking for Martin on the quick turn in, and the pass is complete. Tart on the coverage. Very close to another first down. Clock runs 55 seconds. Now it's stopped. We may have a measurement, although Massillon calls a timeout. And we'll keep it right here.
It's kind of a puzzle to me how they can play him so loose. When you only have one man on him, that's why. This is one of, like I said, one of the premier receivers in Stark County, maybe in Northeast Ohio, maybe in Ohio. And he's been doing a good job in the first half here, getting open and catching the football.
You know, we talked about Elmer Streets. You look at Tom McDaniel being my choice as coach of the year. Of course, I make my judgments based on the 12 to 14 teams we see, not all the teams in Stark County. Obviously, we can't have a chance to see them all, but I can't think of a better wide receiver or wide receiver who's had a better year than number 21. So, again, if I'm going to put on a team there as Tom McDaniels talks things over with his assistants, I'd have to put Ramir Martin on my all-county squad. I know that'll be released to the media next week.
Oh, no doubt about it. He's had one of those kind of years. And, you know, the first pass that we saw against Glen Oak in the season opener back in August, he dropped.
You know, it's hard to get good help around here. Wait till you hear this.
Well, I'll tell you, Tom, I don't get no respect. I looked to see where my ticket was. It said behind the scoreboard. Well, I came down on the field, and they said you could be on the field, you just got to pull Candle's court around. I tell you, I don't get no respect. I'm going on the night court for rib.
Get out of here.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Tom, I'm impressed by your choice of guests, but who's picking up the tab? That's what I want to know. And one guy in from New York, and put it on the Son of Ghoul's expense report. Hurst rolls, fires. Ramir Martin open once again. Down to the McKinley 33-yard line. They'll called timeout briefly to move the chains. Another first down for the Tigers, 46 seconds remaining.
Massillon will hurry things up, not using timeout here. You can take another look at the replay. Good pressure by the McKinley defense, but a great job by Hurst as Martin breaks his pattern, comes back over the middle to the football, and remember Martin's having a career day.
Triple wide receivers, and Hurst rolls that way. Now he's under tremendous pressure, hit as he throws, and the ball is incomplete. Sanders and Hill among those in, putting some heat on the QB.
Boy, he didn't want to get the sack because he didn't want to lose the yardage. Tried to throw the football. This had been picked off. This has been 6 points. But credit Hill and Sanders for putting the pressure on right here. You can see he really had no chance at that football.
Curtis also in the Tiger backfield, but it was Hill that got the hit on Lee Hurst and caused the incomplete pass. Nick Rotzis in the white hat, one of the Massillon Tiger people on the sideline there, giving us the acknowledgement. 26 seconds to go. The pass to Martin on the fingertips. He has it, goes out of bounds. And it could be a late hit after the play.
I think, yeah, it was almost a slow motion late hit. Wait till you take a look at it. It was like, do I hit him or don't I? Yeah, okay.
I think you called it. It was kind of a moment of indecision. He said, "Oh, well, I'll put him down." But he did make an effort to step out of bounds. That's why the flag was thrown. You can see right there. It wasn't really a flagrant hit. It wasn't anything that certainly had a lot of malice in it. It was just one of those things.
I think you're right. It was the neighborhood.
Dead ball, personal foul, red, first down.
You know, in defensive part, the yard marker was right there also. So it kind of one of those things where everything kind of got in the way. Tough call for the young man.
We talked about the psychological lift it would be for the Bulldogs to tie this one. What a psychological lift for the Tigers to take a 2-touchdown lead. A little razzle-dazzle. Mannion throws wide open. Herrick off his hands, incomplete.
I'll tell you what, that's been the vogue of the first half. Dropped balls.
Well, you know, Herrick did not have to extend his pattern. He could have got up in the end zone. Mannion, not normally a passer, does a good job delivering the football. And this is almost like 1988 revisited as Herrick comes over.
Yeah.
That might have been a little house call there. Say, remember this one, guys?
2nd and 10 from the McKinley 12. Hurst back. Looking for Mannion now, looking for a second receiver. Lofts it. Oh, what a play by D.C. Curtis. He saved a touchdown. Looked like Martin had it. And at the last moment, D.C. knocked it away. What a big play by the sophomore.
Now at decision time, do they want to run one more play or take their field goal?
10 seconds left. Take a look. Watch the mobility of Hurst as he gets away and he sets up again. Good form by the young man. Wants to play quarterback in college, does not want to be just a kicker, and he's getting a couple of nods here today with his effort.
Well, with 10 seconds to go, you've got time for a pass, but you got to get the ball away.
In the end zone.
Looking for Martin. Martin's there. Did they have it in bounds? Yes, touchdown with only 4 seconds to go.
D.C. Clark had him short. Actually, I believe he touched the football. Martin showing great concentration. Hauls it down on the fade pattern right in the corner. Here's the replay. You can watch the fade all the way. Martin heading to the outside. D.C. Curtis comes over. He tips the football. Martin with great concentration puts his seat down in the left-hand corner for 6 more points for the Tigers.
Good snap, good spot, kick is up, and the kick is good. We'll keep it here because there's only 4 seconds to go in the first half, and Tom Cannell, what a psychological lift for the Tigers going into the locker room, apparently up by 14.
Yeah, and they threw a whole bunch of rocks on top of the backs of the Bulldogs. They're dragging an extra bag down into their locker room. They're right back now where they were 5 minutes into the ball game, 14 points down. They had an opportunity just a couple of minutes ago to bring to drive and maybe tie the ball game, and then Massillon comes down. They take advantage of a personal foul penalty that took it down inside the 10. They put up a very big psychological score going in at halftime.
So mistakes and turnovers, as usual in a big ball game. A fumble deep in McKinley's own territory cost him 7. And personal foul certainly didn't help matters any, although take nothing away from that catch by Martin. That's the catch, maybe the catch of the year.
Well, at 6'3", he's up there, he's playing alley-oop.
The concentration that the young man had to show to catch that ball after it was tipped by Clark is really a tribute to the young man's ability. I think that he's just done an outstanding job. He's had 2 games in the first half. He's just done a great job.
Darnell Clark from his own 5. Remember, he's returned 1 for a touchdown this year. To the 20, and that will do it. We're at the end of the first half of play. The Massillon Tigers 21, the Kent McKinley Bulldogs 7.
George Wacom Ford is doing it again. Right now, Wacom Ford is having an end-of-the-model year sale on 1989 Fords and a super introduction sale of the 1990 Fords. This is the time to buy. Wacom has cash assistance up to $1,250 or financing as low as 6.9% on certain models. Special condition may apply. So visit Wacom's Little Detroit today and save at 4321 Lincoln Way East in Massillon.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. I believe in the advantages of the electric heat pump. So will you when you talk to this heat pump specialist.
Hi, I'm Rick Groff, owner of Quality Heating and Cooling in Massillon. The energy-efficient electric heat pump will keep your home warm and comfortable this winter and cool next summer. Come and see our Heil electric heat pumps and count on us for quality installation and service.
The electric heat pump, it heats, it cools, and it saves. Wacom Honda, the leading edge.
Hi, I'm Brian Brennan of the Cleveland Browns. Fans and sports writers have called me a sure-handed, dependable receiver. And that's what I try to be, dependable. Like my Honda from Wacom Honda. I choose Wacom Honda because of their commitment to excellence. So stop out today and meet my friends at Wacom Honda.
Stop today for your best deal in town at Wacom Honda, 3748 Lincoln Way East in Massillon. Wacom Honda, Star County's #1 discount Honda dealer.
Wacom Honda.
You're looking at the Massillon Tiger Swing Band under the direction of Rick Tissett in his 15th season in Massillon. And the traditional start of every Tiger Swing Band show, fanfare, Tiger Rag, and carry on. Let's listen.
And carry on.
Here at halftime with the score, Massillon, Washington 21 and Kent McKinley 7. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to pause, and when we return, we'll hear the second half of the Massillon Band show, and we'll also check out the Kent McKinley Marching Band right after these words of interest.
The remaining 89 Dodges are clearing out fast, making room for our big 1990 announcement celebration because the 90s are here. And now's the time for a great deal on a full lineup of Dodge cars, or get a great deal on a Ram Tough pickup. Plus great deals on 40 Dodge imports. So see your Dodge dealer now, because with deals, like these, everyone will want one.
Remlinger Dodge in Massillon, a name to remember, Remlinger.
There's more than one new team in town. Hello, I'm Steve Lake, publisher of the Free Press Herald. If you love the Free Press, then you'll really like the new Free Press Herald. There's more news, more sports, more of everything that made the Free Press Stark County's favorite newspaper. You can subscribe to the Free Press Herald for just $3.50 a month by calling 456-0040. You'll love our new newspaper.
To order the new Herald, call 456-0040.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. The year-round comfort from an electric heat pump now comes with guaranteed satisfaction, and only your local Comfort Assured dealer has it.
Hi, I'm Gary Brown of Porter Plumbing and Heating. See our Heil heat pump equipment line at our brand new Louisville showroom. We guarantee your winter heating comfort with the bonus of air conditioning in the summer. We're there for all your service or replacement needs.
The electric heat pump, it heats, it cools, and it saves.
The song is one. The play is a chorus line. The performers, the Massillon Tigers Swing Band. Marching bands. You've heard from Massillon, Washington, back with Kent Mckinley right after these words of interest.
We're the Canton City Schools, comprised of 24 school buildings and 3 athletic facilities like Fawcett Stadium. Besides having an excellent staff and facilities, we also offer an outstanding variety of educational and co-curricular opportunities, such as the DARE program and the Early Prevention of School Failure program, all of which help Canton City School students become the leaders of tomorrow. We're the Canton City Schools, an outstanding school system getting better.
Camelot Music presents the American debut from Roxette.
Listen to your heart. There's nothing else you can do.
group Roxette, now at Camelot Music.
Clearance time at Toyota dealers is almost over, and everything's going. Whoa!
Hold it. Get in now and you can save big bucks with new incentives to dealers on 89 Toyotas. Save big on Camry, Corolla, Celica, Cressida, Tercel, and tough Toyota trucks. The biggest incentives ever could save you up to $2,500.
There's special financing, low monthly payments. Get moving. When Toyota dealers say everything goes, they're not kidding.
Don't be a stiff about your Halloween costume. Time is running out. A vintage hearse is roaming the streets. Follow it to Paris for a complete outfit. Or maybe just an accessory to complement your outfit. Our main Halloween headquarters is located in the Mahoning Road Plaza. Other outlets, Canton Center Mall, the Carnation Mall in Alliance, and the Rolling Acres Mall in Akron. You better find us before we find you.
There you see it on the Timken Mercy Sports Medicine Center scoreboard. The Tigers scoring with 4 seconds to play in the first half to stretch their lead to 21-7. The Kent McKinley Marching 100 under the direction of Michael Ward in his 17th season. His assistants Chris McFerrin and Scott Mason. Carol Kuntz is the majorette coordinator. The first selection that just concluded, Oi Como Va, their award-winning selection from competition held back in May in the state of Maryland. Now the song is My Prerogative, featuring tenor sax soloist Tim Alt and dancers Corey Taylor, Valerie Stravanu, Hope Taylor, Tina Ellis, Carla Dickey, Nikki Singletary, and Shermill Martin. The Kent McKinley Marching 100. Both bands were hosted by the folks of Camelot Music up in the North Canton Industrial Park earlier this week. We were there for that. You couldn't help but admire the enthusiasm of the band members of both schools, exemplified here by Kent McKinley, now taking off on the remarkable revival of the interest in Batman, featuring Jermaine Williams and Carrie Ann Cox, the Kent McKinley Marching Band. Well, we go from a contemporary theme from Batman to a more traditional one, and whether you're a high school football fan or a college football fan, you have to appreciate what's involved here, both involving rhythm and music. I think you know what's going to happen here in just a moment. It's the famous Script, Ohio. It honors both the high schools. It honors the type of football that's played here in the Buckeye State. Without further ado, the Mckinley Marching 100 with their version of Script, Ohio.
The Script, Ohio is led this afternoon by featuring one of the
Ohio from the Mckinley Marching Band, and we have some time here. We're going to have about 5 minutes between the end of half and the beginning of the second half to take a chance to look at some of the stats and also get the opinions of my broadcast partners, Tom Cannell and Steve Lake, on this first half of play. Maybe we can begin by, Steve, taking a look at the first half team statistics, and the most important of all on the scoreboard, the Tigers lead at 21-7, and no question about it, 21-7. I think that last touchdown with 4 seconds remaining in the first half, that was a real backbreaker from the Bulldogs' perspective and a real uplift from the Tiger perspective.
You know, you have to give the Massillon Tigers credit for taking advantage of the opportunities that McKinley afforded them. And when you talk about what McKinley did, it's kind of what they didn't do that's a factor here. You had at least 3 or 4 drop passes, and that's certainly will loom high in the priorities of the McKinley offensive people. We'll be taking a look at the first half stats here. Massillon with 10 first downs, McKinley 7, rushing fairly even, 47-33. But the passing yardage, 133 for the Tigers to 53 for McKinley, 86-180 total yards, turnovers 1 to none for Massillon. Time of possession is now really creeping ahead for Massillon as they got close to the second period, but it's 14, almost 15 minutes to 9 minutes for the Bulldogs. And I think that when you look at the yards passing, Scott, you're ready to talk about a particular player.
Well, the the passing combination of Lee Hurst to Ramir Martin is one thing, but let's take a look first of all at the first touchdown, Steve. And Sparkman has 2 TDs in this game.
Well, you almost have to credit Martin for this one as he runs like a little pass and he squares up the block, and the defender's playing Martin, and Sparkman reaches inside for the touchdown.
Sparkman leads all ground gainers with 31 yards in 13 attempts. He would later score a second after a McKinley turnover on the ensuing kickoff. But what we did want to mention, the passing combination of Lee Hurst to Ramir Martin, I think it's been the difference in the ball game. Hurst is 12 out of 20 as you see the Bulldogs come out from the locker room. Tigers already warming up for the second half. He's 12 out of 20, completing 60% of his passes, 1 touchdown, no interception. He's thrown for 166 yards in the first half alone. That breaks the all-time record at Massillon High School. But now let's go back in chronological order. Here's score number 2 for the Tigers.
Almost like a little instant replay, but up the middle now as Sparkman, led by his center, takes it right over the gut. Take a look at the third. There's a McKinley touchdown. Brian Henry does a good job at balancing that, getting outside. And there's the tight end who's open way down in the end zone, and that puts McKinley behind by just 7 at 14-7.
Ronnie Zirkman and Henry. We talked about stats, 3 out of 12 for 52 yards and a touchdown, but he should be at least 6 out of 12, if not more.
7.
That's right. McKinley's had trouble catching the football. But as we mentioned, the great pass combination. Hurst has 12 completions, 9 of the 12 to Ramir Martin. Good for 110 yards, including the 37-yard touchdown, which closed out the scoring with only 4 seconds remaining in the first half. So the Hurst to Martin combination's been the individual story in this one. And Tom Candle, as you and I talked as you stopped up here during the halftime show, I guess it was that last score. You know, what's shocking is the fact that either team could take a 2-touchdown lead on the other in only a half a play.
Well, I'm more shocked that there's 28 points on the board at halftime. I'll tell you one thing. I got a sneaking suspicion that the theme of Tom McDaniel's halftime talk was concentration. Mental lapses, maybe a few defensively, definitely some as far as concentrating on the football. They've got to catch the football when it's thrown to him. Henry's done his job. He's put it right there. And who knows what the score would be if they pulled in some of those throws.
Here's that Hurst to Martin combination.
They put everything down, and if you're watching at home, and watch it again because it's worth watching. It has a lot of watching. You watch T.C. Clark come up, make a tip on the ball, and Ramir Martin just does an outstanding job. Didn't get both feet in, but he got most of himself in there for the touchdown, and that made it 21-7. And really, you could almost feel the crowd deflate on the McKinley side with that touchdown. As in years past, Scott, the second half has always been critical. With last year was the overtime, but McKinley has always come back with something in the second half of the 3 previous games to kind of change things around. Obviously, if you're Tom McDaniels, you say, hey, listen, they scored 21 points. You only got to get 14 to get even. But first, you got to stop the drives. You got to make a punt, and you got to have the football in order to score. And I think what Tom said was exactly it. Concentration. Get the job done.
We'll throw out the stats on Ryan Henry, as we mentioned, because 3 out of 12 really doesn't reflect it. He's been on passing the football. What the Bulldogs have to work on is holding on to the football and not making some of the, it seems like small mental mistakes or physical errors that have cost them at least 1 score, maybe 2. 21-7 is the score. You see it there on the Timken Mercy Sports Medicine Center scoreboard. And this game means a lot, but even more this year. Both teams with playoff possibilities. The winner will be in postseason play. We expect they would host a ball game 1 week from Saturday. Of course, what we'll do when we show this one to you again on Sunday is run the matchups both in our pregame show and postgame show to let you know who's playing who. But the winner is in, and the loser could very well be out. So there's even more riding on this ball game. And what'll really be a key in my mind is how McKinley responds to their first possession. They'll get their hands on the football to start the second half, and I think it's critical that they get some points out of the drive in order to get within striking distance. Still plenty of time remaining, 24 minutes of football. And TV 67, your home of college football highlights. Monday night at 10:30 on the John Cooper Show, highlights of the Saturday afternoon clash between Ohio State and Minnesota. Tuesday night at 10:30, George Perlis Show, Michigan State Purdue highlights. Wednesday night 10:30, the Jerry Faust Show with highlights of his University of Akron Zips. taking on the University of Cincinnati. There's Lee Owens on the Massillon sidelines. His team scored twice in the first 4 minutes, and with 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter of play. And Lee Hurst, who's been booming the ball on his kickoffs, doing an excellent job throwing the football here this afternoon, and really offensively, his throwing the ball to Ramir Martin has really been the key in my mind to the 21 points. A reminder, this game brought to you thanks to the support of local advertisers and under authority granted to TV 67 by Kent McKinley Senior High School. And any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of the pictures or descriptions of this game without the express written consent of TV 67 or McKinley is strictly prohibited. He's going to have to bring the ball out. Darnell Clark, 5-yard line to the 6 or 7. McKinley deep in their own territory.
I'll tell you what, you know, most high school kick returners could go years without having to feel the kickoff as high and as deep as Lee Hurst has been delivering them today. And that's really something. This young man is quite a kicker. You can take a look. This ball just takes forever to get there. Almost does a 360. Has to run it out. And give him credit for at least getting up to the 5 or 6 yard line, because that could have been a real disaster.
Ryan Henry at quarterback, Kirk Moore to the far side, Burrows to the near side. Running backs Clark and Tart. Quickly to Moore, one-on-one coverage there, and Buckland covers him up at the 10-yard line. We'll give him a gain of 4.
Buckland is kind of really out there on his own on that particular pattern, as he's got man coverage, and he has to make the open field tackle, because if he gets outside, he can go a long way. Buckland did a nice job holding him to 4 yards.
Kinley front wall, Jerkovic, Allison, Hogsett, Corsi, and Marino. So the Tigers defensively for you in a moment. 2nd and 6 with the ball at the McKinley yard line, just underway here in the third quarter. Henry gives the ball to Clark. Clark fighting for yardage, stretches out, and he'll get the ball to the 19-yard line.
What an effort by Clark. It looked as though he was going to be about 4 yards short of where he ended up, but he managed to keep one hand and one leg down on the ground and didn't net a knee down until he picked up about 3 or 4 yards. Give him a good an A for effort there.
Check that, not the 19, but the 14-yard line, 5 yards ahead of ourselves. 3rd and 2.
Deep I formation. Tough call for the Pups right here.
Wide receivers both sides, now more in motion. Henry pitches back to Clark, and that play was messed up initially by some good defense by defensive end Mike Martin, number 95.
They go to the quick pitch on the option. It just wasn't there. And McKinley will have to punt from deep in their own end zone. There's the fake to the fullback. You see the pitch man coming up. Mike Martin does his job.
Blake and Mannion are deep. Zerachman will have to kick it away from his own end zone. Plenty of time. Tigers setting up the return. Mannion will field it on his own 40. And he's dropped right there by Eric Carter. So the Tigers have good field position at the Camp McKinley 40-yard line, and they have a 21-7 lead. Sparkman will be one of the running backs, along with Dixon, Mannion, and Martin, the wide receivers. Lee Hurst at quarterback. The offensive line for the Tigers, Nick Hill, Mike Silverthorne, Ray Cavazos, Tom Menches, and alternating at the messenger guard spot, Jim Goff and Brent Bach. Second back through is Sparkman. Big hole, big yardage. Very close to a first down on the first down carry.
You want to see what they talk about by keeping your legs moving. Sparkman did just that. He was all motion going through that hole. Ground level will give you a good view of it. You can watch the leg action by Sparkman, especially when he starts to make contact. He just doesn't quit.
Second down and less than a yard to go.
They're going to give him a first on that, Scotty.
Yes, they will. Well, I looked at the scoreboard. Should have looked at Vic Steffen. They give it to Dixon. He's got a blocker out in front of him in Menches. He'll get about 5 on the carry.
You know, Menches did his job. He made an excellent block. The McKinley defender coming up did an outstanding job making the tackle, because this looked like it was going to go a long way. Right there, you can see catch that, 23. Vernon Murray did a nice job.
Officially gain of 6. Clock rolls under 8.5 minutes to go. 2nd and 4. Give to Sparkman. He's got another first down. Fighting his way. Carrying tackles with him inside the 20-yard line.
You know, the way Massillon is running the football right now, it just lets everything else ride open. The play action will work. The run and boot will work because Massillon has the respect of McKinley on the ground, and Sparkman is doing a job here. They might even wake Obie up down here pretty soon.
Yeah, Virgil Swagger's checked in at nose tackle, number 61, a senior. Tom McDaniels obviously concerned. Tigers on the move, and they have a 14-point lead. Hurst back. Hurst is going to be taken down for a big loss on the play.
As quick as I say, watch out for the play action. McKinley wasn't very concerned about it as they come down with a sack, and that's a big play for the Pups on defense. You can see the outside pressure, then up the middle. And there comes Alfred Hill to help along, but Sanders again, right?
Now Virgil Swagger, number 61, who just checked in. Talk about making a big impact, the first play in there. A good look at the nose tackle who's spelling Curtis right now. 2nd and 18 with the ball on the 24, and Massillon will put it up, or will they? No, they keep it on the ground. Misdirection. Dixon breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. Tripped up by Darnell Clark, but he's back across the original line of scrimmage, and they'll mark it on the 11.
This is almost like a reverse draw. As here's a reverse angle of it. You can see he's rolling out to his left, and then up comes it back, kind of like an old Statue of Liberty play almost. And this comes very close to being 6 more points for the Tigers, except for Clark with a shoestring tackle.
Mannion to the near side, Martin to the far side. Lee Hurst back, looking for Mannion on the turn-in pattern. Ball a little low behind him.
Give Mannion an Academy Award on that one.
We're going to try for 3, I believe, here, guys.
All right. Tom gets his field goal eye ready.
Trying to build on a 21-7 lead. Ball will be spotted somewhere in the vicinity of the 20-yard line, so it'll be about a 30-yard attempt, right hash mark. And Hurst will kick.
Hurst now apparently taking over the duties at both the short and the long field goals in this one.
We'll call it 30 yards. No wind to speak of. Good snap. Plenty of foot. And it's off to the right. So he's missed at the left, he's missed to the right.
McKinley has a chance now to cut into the Tigers' 14-point lead when we return.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. I believe in the advantages of the electric heat pump. So will you when you talk to this heat pump specialist.
I'm John Horger of Horger Plumbing and Heating in Louisville. Our Heil heat pump products offer warm, comfortable heating in the winter with a bonus of air conditioning in the summer. Come check out our electric heat pump equipment and see us for your service and replacement needs.
The electric heat pump, it heats, it cools, and it saves.
When Reggie and I agreed to meet for breakfast, I didn't think I needed to say where. It could only be one place. Where else can you get this delicious bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit? So much for him.
I blew it. I knew Kim wanted to meet at McDonald's for breakfast. You can't get this tasty egg McMuffin anywhere else. I just never asked her which McDonald's, and I hate eating alone. Luckily, I ran into a few of my friends.
You're looking good, Reggie. So who's Kim?
McKinley takes over on their own 20-yard line now. Second possession of the second half. They trail it 21-7. Tom McDaniels with some words for quarterback Ryan Henry and company. Steve Gardner's back in the wide receiver. Dave Coleman is now in at tight end.
Gardner will draw man-to-man coverage on the outside.
More in motion, so the formation's strong to the near side. It's straight up the middle, and Urban's done a pretty nice job. He's had limited opportunities. We'll get a gain of better than 5 on that carry. Let's call it 7. 2nd and 3 from the 27. 6:20 to go, third quarter.
Certainly, McKinley is nowhere out of this ball game. They've dodged a couple of field goals, and they made an effort. They could get something going to get within a touchdown before the fourth quarter. Certainly, everybody will have reason to stay.
They backs in an eye, strong formation the near side. Again, they keep it up the middle to the fullback.
He'll be close to a first down, but short, I think.
Also got Bruce Richards in the game at tailback, so Tom McDaniel's going to a little different combination here. Gardner and Richards.
There's the ground level look. They're going to give the fullback one more shot at it as he picks up he'll come about 6 inches short of what he needed for a first down, but as you said, Dory's he's been doing a good job. Irvin, when he's had the
4 carries, 25 yards. Better than 6 yards per crack. Third and less than a yard from the McKinley 29-yard line. Pitch back. Bruce Richards cutting outside. He won't have the first down. Good defensive effort by the Tigers. One goes in on the stop, Chad Buckland.
Chad Buckland and Joe Pierce have just been terrors out there on the outside. They won't have any part of this sweep, and this is every time McKinley's gone to this side, they've struggled because of the efforts of these 2 young men. And you can see why right there. Eric Wright along for the to watch. Good coverage on the part of the Massillon Tigers.
Zerkman again ready to punt. Blake and Mannion back. Low line drive kick. Blake fields it on the fly at his own 38, 40. Still on his feet, 45. Boy, he's an exciting return man. He gets a gain of almost 10 yards out of that.
You don't see many fair catches either.
No. And again, the Tigers with good field position.
McKinley has to make something happen here with just 4 minutes and 32 seconds. Massillon has decided to run the football. They're going to eat up clock, if anything, and this is why it's getting to be a little bit of crunch time for the Pups in this particular series in particular.
Carpenter and Martin are now the wide receivers. Give is to running back Ryan Sparkman. Down to the 40 and a first down. Gain of 13.
The Bulldogs shaken up.
Well, there's 2 Bulldogs down. As you take a look at the replay, just a little delay. They follow the block of the other running back. Lamont Dixon does a good job, and Sparkman is really showing some stuff here in the second half.
4:20 to go here in the third quarter. We'll be back in just a moment.
Most banks think all their customers are the same. What is good for the majority is good for everyone. At United Bank, your individual needs are our prime objective. We're not like all the others because you're not like all the others. We custom fit your banking needs to fit your lifestyle, no matter how large or small.
You are the you in United Bank.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. I believe in the advantages of the electric heat pump. So will you when you talk to this heat pump specialist.
Hi, I'm Rick Groff, owner of Quality Heating and Cooling in Massillon. The energy-efficient electric heat pump will keep your home warm and comfortable this winter and cool next summer. Come and see our Heil electric heat pumps and count on us for quality installation and service.
The electric heat pump, it heats, it cools, and it saves.
All right, ready to go here back at Fawcett Stadium. 4:15 to go. Clock begins to roll. Carpenter and Martin go to the far side. The running back Sparkman and Dixon, and the give is to the workhorse Ryan Sparkman. Slips one tackle. And again, he's got first down yardage, and in this third quarter, it's turned into the Ryan Sparkman show.
You stole my line. I was going to say the first half was Ramir Martin's show. The second half belongs to Ryan Sparkman. As you can see right now with 17 carries and 65 yards. And I'm sure if you're McKinley, it looks like he's had 100 yards already in the first half. He's just doing an outstanding job, picking up 8, 10 yards at a clip.
Scott, number 77 is Ron Stokes. Also, I'm finding more personalities here. Boy, your expense account's going to go up today. Here.
Well, it was 20 years ago that I started Monday Night Football, before any of these kids were even born. Now they're having Lynn Swan do halftime reports, and I'm roaming the country trying to find something I could do, and I cashed in when I came here to see McKinley and Massillon. And to see these kids wearing drug-free decals on their helmets makes me feel good that America's got something to look forward to. And I want to thank you, Tom, for having me here, and my buddy Scott Davis, who I've worked with before. Thank you very much.
Okay, Howard, thanks for stopping, buddy.
Oh, boy.
That might be a scoop of humble Howard.
Yes, yes. Like I say, I don't know whose expense account all these guys are going to show up on. I think the center goal. All right, that misdirection again. Big time yardage for Dixon. And close to still another first down.
And we have a referee down.
Well, I think he got a good one, too. They'll have something to talk about next year at breakfast, I think, but he's going to get up. He took a good shot, and if you think it's easy being an official in the middle of this
that's Manny Nunez, the umpire, and Fred Viccarell is waving out some of the help. I think he just took a good shot. He was rolled right over, and you probably get to see it on the replay.
Take a look at it. Like I said, if you think it's tough being a player, Sparkman, that little delayed draw, right there, he gets blocked right there by a Mckinley player. And he's part of the field.
Well, he was that time. But Manny's a good guy. We had a good talk with him this morning. All these guys are real good guys. You know he's going to be fine, and he's going to be kidded real. You know, he went back twice today, and they're going to get him for it.
Well, he should have used his forearms.
Could have taken a little liquid there.
You know, he doesn't have any equipment on, and they might start wearing helmets.
Who says it's easy to be an official, huh?
No, it's never easy. It might be fun, but it's never easy.
This keeps up. We'll have to assign him some shoulder pads anyway. He's okay. Where to go, Manny? Brushing himself off.
Don't
Ready
get any,
for action.
No round of applause, though, like a injured player.
3 minutes, 25 seconds to go here. 2nd and 3. Tigers on the move at the Bulldogs' 22-yard line. They have the ball in a 21-7 lead. Philando Ashcraft, first down and more. Ashcraft still on his feet and run out of bounds around the 10-yard line. It'll be about a dozen yards for the young sophomore. And if it's not Sparkman or Dixon, the seniors, it's Ashcraft, the sophomore.
I'll tell you, these Massillon runners just do not quit. They keep their feet moving. Watch the tail end of this play. This is almost comical. Ashcraft is going to get knocked out of bounds. And look who he's going to say hello to. Right there. Hi, Obi. And Obi had to wake up.
Yep, that's it. That'll do it. 1st and 10 from the 11, so they can't get a first down.
There it is
Dixon,
again.
boy, this play has worked all game long, but a nice defensive play by one of the Bulldogs, not fooled there. I think it was Jerkovic who's back in there. Yes, it was, defensively, number 52.
And I'll tell you, that was close to being 6 points. Jerkovic did a nice job getting a hand on the ankle of Sparkman, and Massillon really has put it all together. I don't think there's a better way to describe it. Here's it coming at you this time. You see the shoestring tackle, good blocking downfield. Right there it is, and that's a shoestring tackle in clear definition of one.
A gain of 2 on that carry. This time Hurst run all the way, it looks like, and he'll get to the 10-yard line. Maybe even lost half a yard. Katusin in on the tackle.
I think that was a broken play that Hurst made look better. There's Obi. Good morning.
Obi said, "Who woke me up?"
Well, at least it was a Tiger.
I like it. LTC, a big play for the Mckinley defense. I don't think they can really afford to give up too many more points here.
No, and Massillon's been down here before knocking on the door, and they were turned away and tried to, actually, the field goal was no good, so they want to try and get 6 this time.
Give inside to Ashcraft. He stood up by Jerkovic, and he'll be well shy of the first down.
I think this would be, Lee Owens has been a very creative coach along the way. This is a play designed to get it to the center of the field.
Well, here we go. We're going to try 3rd time the charm on the field goal.
I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if he faked the field goal right here.
Tigers want a timeout. We'll be back with a field goal attempt in just a moment.
Where can you get a fully reconditioned used car? Low bank financing. An extended service plan available on most used cars. And immediate delivery. Come to George Wakeham Ford, the home of Little Detroit in Massillon.
George Wakeham Ford.
There's more than one new team in town. Hello, I'm Steve Lake, publisher of the Free Press Herald. If you love the Free Press, then you'll really like the new Free Press Herald. There's more news, more sports, more of everything that made the Free Press Stark County's favorite newspaper. You can subscribe to the Free Press Herald for just $3.50 a month by calling 456-0040. You'll love our new newspaper.
To order the new Herald, call 456-0040.
Okay, we're going to have a try for 3. Gary Miller is going to be the kicker this time. Porter will hold. Ball will be spotted at the 17, make it 27 yards, straight down Broadway. The kick is in the air, and it is good. So with 1:27 remaining, Massillon stretches their lead to 24-7.
Well, rather than fake, he switched kickers on us, and right from the middle, right down the middle, and quick as that, it's 24-7.
Well, the thing I like about Miller doing the booting is the fact that Hurst doesn't have to change his shoes all the time, and that seems to really, bother your concentration as you're trying to go from quarterback to place kicker. And Gary Miller, I understand the story goes something like this. He knew they were trying to find another place kicker to free Lee up to concentrate on being the QB. All summer long, he went out and kicked extra points and kicked extra points and kicked extra points. It was by sheer practice that he turned himself into a very accurate place kicker. And he's done all the extra point kicks for the Tigers this past season, and he's 3 for 3 in that department, and now he can add on a 24-yard field goal to the efforts.
Scott, one thing too, give some credit to Todd Porter. He's got to look and see which kicker it is to know which knee to kneel on.
That's right.
You're right, Tom. We talked about that before the game. This is a holder that has to practice holding right-handed and left-handed kickers. That's a real job.
Well, Miller 3 for 3 in extra points today. I've got him down 24 for 28 for the year. That's pretty good, especially on the high school level. Lee Hurst, strong left-legged booter. From the 10-yard line, this is Kirk Moore to the 20, to the 30, to the 40, and out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So Mckinley with excellent field position, and this may be a do-or-die drive as they try to cut into this 24-7 Massillon lead.
Well, I'll tell you, it happened way downfield. But for Mckinley, Darnell Clark just put a super lick on right over here. You won't see it on your screen, but it was unbelievable. That's what opened up that kick return, straight up the sideline.
What's happening on the McKinley sideline, Tom?
We have a man down here.
That was Moore. He's back up.
D.C. Curtis is down here.
Now we got 2 players that were initially shaken up then. Oh, I see. D.C.'s down around the 30. Moore was shaken up at the 45.
Well, DC was in on a block too. He had an outstanding block on that sideline, and he may have gotten the worst of it, but he certainly did pancake his assigned player.
1 minute, 20 seconds to go here, third quarter. Our first score of the third quarter just moments ago on the Miller's field goal. The Timken Mercy Sports Medicine Center scoreboard tells you about it, and Massillon went out to a quick 14-0 lead in the first 4 minutes in the game, and a couple of touchdown runs by Ryan Sparkman. Then McKinley countered on a 32-yard pass from Ryan Henry to Ron Zerkman. Massillon with 4 seconds left in the first half, a 12-yard touchdown pass, Lee Hurst to Ramir Martin. And as we said moments ago, the Gary Miller 24-yard field goal adds up to a 24-7 Massillon lead.
You know, if you put the 2 field goals together that Hurst missed, which were long enough, just wide to the right and the left, that would be 30-7. This is a pretty dominant.
TC?
Well, I predicted the Bulldogs, and before my buddy Steve asked me to go ahead and eat the evidence, no way. I'm going to give it to the guy that'll really enjoy it.
Here you go.
That's okay. You got to feed the tiger after the game.
On their own 45-yard line, the Bulldogs will set up shop. Kirk Moore appears to be okay. D.C. Curtis sitting on the bench just to our left, and he appears to be all right. So Katuzin is in, replacing Moore, and that's Sean in motion. Fake to the tailback, the throw to Katuzin. He has it midfield, first down. Sean Katuzin brought down at the 40-yard line by Chad Buckland.
It's early yet, but you still want to be conscious of getting out of bounds, and McKinley has to conserve all the time they can because they need 3 more possessions and 3 more scores. This is do or die right here. You can see on the replay, Katusin does his job and picks up the added yardage for the first down.
Coleman is the tight end. Gardner wide to the near side. That's more on a wing. Irvin and Clark, the running backs. The counter play. No, nice fake by Henry, but it didn't pull the Tiger defense. So it's Clark doing it on his own. Out of bounds near first down yardage, and you got to give 44 credit on that one. He broke a couple of tackles.
Well, he got Eric Wright late as he got by, and it was really just one-on-one tackling. Massillon had been doing the job in the open field. This time, Clark just does his job and turns nothing into something. This is a pretty clever play here. A little fake counter, and then the option outside. You can see right here, here's the move on Wright. And that really is what springs him for the added yardage. There's old Mr. Pierce coming along for the stopper at the end.
You see the shadows here at Fawcett Stadium as we pass the 2-hour mark in this ball game. First down, McKinley. Ryan Henry straight back. And he has to eat the football. No one was open. He sent out the tailback and the tight end and both wide receivers.
Well, he was looking for Zuckerman in the end zone again, and he did not have time to get the ball out there. You can see what it looks like from the Massillon Tiger defense, and it looks pretty up till now. And then all of a sudden, the pump fake, and it's all she wrote.
Tommy Menchez, the starting offensive tackle for Massillon, we understand, has a sprained ankle, and he hopes to return. They're taping it as we speak. Ryan Henry back. Ryan Henry throws to Moore. He's got a 20, 10, and Keith Rabbit saves a touchdown. First and goal for the Bulldogs from the 8-yard line.
Massillon tried to cross him up by dropping in a 5-man front. I think it kind of loosens things up, and they get caught in man coverage, and you can see the slant in. This ball is delivered right on the money. Right there. Kirk Moore does a good job to get it down to around the 8-yard line, and there's a touchdown-saving tackle by Rabbit.
And the balloons are up.
End of the third quarter of play. McKinley on the move, trying to cut into the Massillon lead.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. The year-round comfort from an electric heat pump now comes with guaranteed satisfaction, and only your local Comfort Assured dealer has it.
Hi, I'm Gary Brown of Horger Plumbing and Heating. See our Heil heat pump equipment line at our brand new Louisville showroom. We guarantee your winter heating comfort with the bonus of air conditioning in the summer. We're there for all your service or replacement needs.
The electric heat pump, it heats, it cools, and it saves.
From Camelot Music, Winger. The debut from Winger, now at Camelot Music.
Welcome back for the final 12 minutes of play here at Fawcett Stadium, where the Bulldogs have a first and goal from the 8. The news is not good on Tommy Menchez. Now we're told he'll probably be kept out of the rest of this one, the starting offensive tackle for the Tigers. Now the Tigers on defense. Darnell Clark, he's got Irvin and Hogsett out in front of him. Massillon stringing it out extremely well, and that'll be a loss of a yard on the play.
Joe Pierce just did an outstanding job fighting off the blocker and running that player out to the out of bounds. And free safety came over. Rabbit to help. You can see this is a deep pitch. He's looking for territory. There's Pierce. Now watch him fight off this blocker. And Rabbit comes from the weak side, or the back side, and just shut it down.
Tell you what, gentlemen, I've seen a lot of McKinley games this year, and I think the Tigers defense has done something that I haven't seen any other defense do, and that shut down McKinley's outside running game. They just have not been able to turn the corner. Henry back, steps up in the pocket, fires, man open at the 5. Irvin shakes one tackler, 4-yard line, perhaps down to the 3. Oh, and a fumble, and Massillon has him.
That couldn't have happened any further away from us, and all of a sudden, the Massillon sideline erupted. Take a look at the reverse angle, and that's why we have it. Now the pass is going to come down to Irvin right here in a little turn, and he's going to try to make something happen here. There's the loose ball, and Rabbit
comes up with it. He picked his pocket, in effect.
That was a great shot, guys.
Yeah,
Camera
tremendous.
work excellent on that.
Dean Marini and Mike Simon, I understand, roaming the sidelines for us today. Hurst on a quarterback keeper. Did not fool the Bulldogs.
Might have lost a yard.
Now we talk about turnovers, talk about mistakes, and been more for the Bulldogs this afternoon than the Tigers. That's been one factor in the Tigers' 24-7 lead.
This is a little quarterback keeper. Probably would have been better off if it had been a sneak. A rollout, didn't get anywhere. Might have lost some yardage on that. Oh, if you're McKinley, you got to be thinking safety or something. You got to try to make something happen here. Fumble. Going to double up the outside receivers here.
The running back Sparkman breaking tackles across the 10-yard line. They'll mark it around the 12.
That'll leave him with a third down and about 2, which is a lot better off than what they started with. Sparkman has just shown a real highlight film, not a coaching clinic on how to run with a football in a crowd. Keep those legs moving, protect the football, pick up yards.
Take 2 wideouts out and bring in 2 extra tight ends.
Brown and Lococo are in the ball game now. This is Dixon. Dixon with it. Dixon first down. Darnell Clark wraps him up, but not before Lamont gets it up to the 20-yard line.
Boy, this 1-2 combination of Lamont Dixon and Sparkman and the backup of Ashcraft has really been a major factor for Massillon and throughout the whole season. And today we're seeing just a great second-half effort by these running backs and their quarterback. Don't forget, he's the one that's making the moves here and making it happen.
Skilled players for Massillon, the outstanding offensive skilled players that we talked about in the pregame, rising to the occasion here today. Sparkman with it. Sparkman breaking tackles across the 25-yard line. A good gain on first down for Ryan Sparkman.
You know, I'm sure that there's nothing Lee Owens would like better now than about an 8-minute drive, and the way it looks, he might get it. McKinley has just not been able to figure anything out on this rushing attack on the part of the Tigers.
Tom McDaniel's obviously concerned. Clock rolling, 9 minutes remaining in this one, and his team trailing 24-7. Sparkman again. Across the 30-yard line, looks like he's got another first down.
Yeah, they'll spot that right around the 30 and a half, and that's more than he needed for the first down. You see the little stutter step in here just to find that little opening to get that extra yardage he needed, and everything going forward for the Tigers. There hasn't been a stop at the line of scrimmage with the exception of that quarterback rollout in the second half.
In the first half, the passing combination of Lee Hurst to Ramiro Martin, and here in the second half, the running of Ryan Sparkman. He's over the 80-yard mark in 20 carries in this ball game. 8.5 minutes left in this one. Dixon, very close to another first down as the Tigers continue to ground it out and work the clock.
This will bring up about a second and a couple of feet, and this, you can do anything you want here. You can run the play action, you can go for the first down, that little counter action to Dixon, and we keep saying it over and over again, they're putting on a clinic here on how to rush with the football.
Sparkman gets away from an initial tackler. Instead of being caught in the backfield, he surges forward for 3 or 4.
Clock ticking at 7 minutes and 57 seconds as they just stopped the clock now to move the chains. You know, what a beautiful day, what a beautiful scene as you look out over Fawcett Stadium. The leaves still on the trees. We're used to being here in November, and this is really the perfect day for football, especially if you're a Tiger.
You see the Fawcett Stadium scoreboard telling you the tale. Being on the ground, Sparkman, the ball carrier.
Got met at the line of scrimmage and still managed to pick up 3 yards.
Terry Mckinley that stop.
Massillon's going to be content to keep on doing this until McKinley finds a way to stop it. It's in their favor. Certainly now the clock is becoming a 12th man on the field for them.
Approaching the 7-minute mark remaining. They give it to Dixon. Dixon stopped, stood up for a loss. Sanders on the stop. Good sportsmanship by Sanders and Dixon, and don't overlook that, especially in a ball game of this magnitude with the type of hitting we've had. And a lot of injuries on both sides.
Well, they've all been good hard hits, and these kids are really showing their emotions outside their uniforms as they try to do the best for their school, and this is the nation's biggest high school rivalry.
Give it to Sparkman on the delay, and he sidestepped one man, but again, he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Here's the third quarter stats, Steve.
Quickly, you can see Massillon really pulling out in front in this statistical area. Total yards, 264 to 129. Time of possession, well, almost a 6-minute lead here, and you can see that they're really putting it all together with 99 and 165 yards, respectively, rushing and passing.
Roth ready to kick it away to Dakota Spotty. Chris standing on his own 30 now, kicks it away from his 35. High kick. Dakota Spotty his own 25 with a fair catch, and from there Mckinley will set up shop. 5:53 remaining. Massillon 24, McKinley 7. Almost imperative now the McKinley drives. They're working against two opponents now, the Tigers and the clock.
Well, they got to put the ball downfield. Got to go to the sidelines to get the clock stopped. They got to start thinking about 1-minute, 2-minute drives here if they have any hope. Can't afford to grind it out at all.
Donnie Blake, Chad Buckland, and Keith Rabbit will be tested. They form the Tiger secondary. Henry straight back. Firing, pass is completed to Moore. He's up to the 40-yard line, and a first down. Give him about 16 on that one.
They even almost have to consider going without a huddle, but it looks as though they're going to continue to call the plays on a huddle. They start the clock with 5:42 remaining.
You see the clock on the inside of our screen. 5.5 minutes remaining in this one. Running backs in an eye, wide receivers. Henry in all sorts of trouble, gets away, now just fires the football. Massillon wants intentional grounding.
Well, I think if he hadn't have been under so much pressure, they might have given it to him. He really could make a case for saying, well, I didn't have a chance to set up, but there's no doubt about it, he was getting rid of that football. Ryan Henry will be back next year. You see the outside pressure. Here comes again. And he said, well, you know, it could have been.
Yeah, look. 5 minutes, 21 seconds, clock stop. Running backs in an eye as Kirk Moore in motion. Henry back, Henry fires, open is Gardner, has it. Massillon 45-yard line. Steve took a hard hit there and held on to the football. Another first down for McKinley.
You know, Ryan Henry really showed his arm on that play. He threw that ball across the field, a good 40 yards on a line. Good turn in here by Gardner, and takes a big hit.
McKinley coaches using hand signals now to send the plays in, trying to speed things up a bit. 5 minutes remaining in this one. Henry back, firing for Gardner, and off his fingertips.
The ball just had a little bit too much mustard on it. It had been a little lower, he might have had a shot at it. Gardner shaking up on the play.
Just under 5 minutes to go, 24-7 Tigers.
Hello, this is Doug Wakem from Wakem Chrysler Plymouth Honda. When we decided to build Stark County's most efficient and modern auto dealerships, we had one objective: to centrally locate the dealership so that our customers won't have to drive far for service. Nobody wants to drive 35 miles to have the maintenance and service done on their new car. And as far as price goes, Wacom Chrysler Plymouth Honda will beat any advertised price today. So the next time you're thinking about a new car, remember us, Wacom Chrysler Plymouth Honda.
It's McRib time at McDonald's, y'all. Grilled pork and that sassy sauce. It's like a barbecue in a bun without the bones. Add fries and a Coke and you're talking chomp, but only for a limited time. A good time, great taste. Chomp of McDonald's.
Top off your delicious McRib sandwich with an icy cold Coca-Cola Classic. New McDonald's McRib sandwich and Coke. One good tasting team.
They continue to work on wide receiver Steve Gardner as you take a look at the score on the Timken Mercy Sports Medicine Center scoreboard and the clock and the inset, and you can find out that the Bulldogs again battling both the clock and their opponents, and this has been a hard-hitting, tough physical ball game. TC, I don't ever remember so many players going down in one ball game, and that's to reflect the clean hard hitting of this one.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're right. There must have been so far maybe a half a dozen injury timeouts. People are going out and not coming back in. I'm not sure. You can take a look at this and see what really happened.
Well, their concentration was there for Gardner as he tried to make the play and then he got a hit. I think the ground created that one.
Yeah.
It's just he put an all-out effort in there to try to get that, to catch that pass.
Steve Gardner is the injured player for the Bulldogs.
See, he's being helped off the field, and we certainly hope that he recovers quickly from that. Made an outstanding effort to try to catch that football.
Well, the effort hasn't been lacking on either side. I guess you could say that it's been the execution that's been the difference. And for the Tigers, their high-powered offense coming to the forefront here. No question about that. A nice hand for Steve Gardner. So the Bulldogs trying to pull a little bit closer here. Ruben Burrows to the top of the screen, Kirk Moore to the bottom, running backs in an eye. Zerkman the tight end. Ryan Henry straight back, steps up now, has some real estate, running with the football, 40. 35, puts his head down, gets down to the 30-yard line, first down for Mckinley. Clock stops to move the chains, just under 5 minutes remaining.
Brian Henry has been plagued with a few injuries this year. He does a nice job when the pocket broke down, stepping up and taking what he could get. With 4:48 left, if you take a look at it from ground level, you can see just how it looks to the people on the McKinley sideline. Brian Henry doing all he can do.
Moore in motion. Ryan back. Sets. Fires. To Moore, and it's intercepted by the Tigers. Running it straight up the sideline, Chad Buckland. Let's see where they mark him out of bounds. Buckland's up around the 35-yard line. That could be the icing on the cake for Massillon.
What a great interception. Just an outstanding interception. We've been calling Chad Buckland's name all game long, and now he's done something to kind of put an asterisk next to his name as these stats go in the book. And just watch the effort here, almost a one-handed grab. And then to recover and make a good return, bringing the ball back to the 35-yard line. Chad Buckland, something for his memoirs today.
You're looking at a potential 3-year starter for the Tigers. He's a junior, second year as a starter, and played a fine ball game. Got to give credit to that Massillon defense, too, holding McKinley to 7 points. Give this to Lamont Dixon. He actually marked him out of bounds at his Buckland, just shy of the 30-yard line.
And this is all for the clock now. If you're Massillon, they just want to run a few plays. They'll be willing to punt the football if they have to. That little delay that's been so effective in the first going here in the second half.
Steve Gardner being taken now to the locker room to get some treatment, and we wish him well. I tell you, Massillon's done a great job of alternating their running backs. We see the young sophomore, Philando Ashcraft, back in there giving Sparkman a rest. The throw to Martin has been complete. Murray on the coverage. Clock stops. 3:41 left in this one.
It might have been the worst pass of the day to Martin. He was open, but at this point, it's all academic.
Off the messenger guard and a very happy Lee Owens, who's Been in Massillon 2 years. I think he's really made the difference, both in terms of his positive attitude and Al Hennon and kind of the new blood at Massillon Washington High School and the attitude they brought, but how they built this program, and Lee trying to win here for the second straight time against the Bulldogs.
Got a fumble on the play, but I believe, as fate has been doing all day, the Tigers were able to recover it. There was one Tiger in there about among 6 or 7 Bulldogs, and Massillon will get the football.
It was Nick Hill, number 57.
Oh, he's done a good job at center. This is not a big guy. This is a 5'11", 165-pound player.
Real
Right in the middle of that
there.
Massillon defense.
This one is as high as it is long. Go to Spotty. Fields it, and he's down right there at the 40-yard line. Good coverage by the Massillon special teams. Let's give credit where credit is due. A young junior, Scott Karenbar, number 6. Well, maybe premature to say this, but I've certainly enjoyed working with both head coaches. And we talk about the scoreboard show, and we'll come your way Thursday at 10:30 with highlights of this one for both teams. And so it's been a joy to work with Tom McDaniels and Lee Owens, and it's made my life a lot easier that they've supported what we try to do here on TV 67, and we wish them both well. Massillon moving on to postseason play. Bulldogs ending the season at 7-3. Moore streaking down, and he can't come up with it. Coverage on the play. Rabbit came over to help out.
Actually, Moore has a pretty good case there, I think, for interference, but Rabbit did a nice job kind of disguising it as he came over from his free safety spot. As they go deep, Moore has his man beaten. Brian Henry, what an arm this young man has, and just to think that he'll be back for one more year at McKinley. You see Rabbit coming over, and oh boy, just as the ball got there, it was a great play. Obviously the official thought so. There was no flag on it.
Clock stops on the incompletion. 2:42 remaining in this one.
They're going to have to get Rabbit a ticket if he backs up any further.
Oh, and buried is Ryan Henry. Never saw Mike Martin, number 95.
Mike Martin has been an unsung hero in this Tiger defense. He's the guy that stopped the option. He's the one that made the pitch happen earlier. Now he comes in when he knows they're going to pass, and he's playing sack time right there. We may miss a few, but I'll tell you, there weren't very many people on this Tiger team that didn't contribute today in a big way.
2 minutes remaining, and the roar comes from the Massillon fans in the end zone to our left and to the left of the 50-yard line on the far side of the field, on both sides of the field for that matter. The pass is intercepted. It's thrown to Donnie Blake, and Blake is down at the 40-yard line.
Donnie Blake opened the game with a big kick return, and he's going to help close it out with an interception.
Donnie Blake filling in for the injured Ed Williams.
Tigers ball, 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 40-yard line.
You know, if you look at the crowd across the way at the south side, the north side of the stadium, there was a lot of red over there. Now you look and it's just orange, as the Massillon faithful are going to wait to savor the end of this football game.
Minute and a half remaining. Sparkman with it. Sparkman will get about 5 yards on first down. He's approaching the 100-yard mark.
For McKinley, D.C. Curtis is pulling up lame. He's waving for a sub.
Dakota Spotty will replace him. 94 yards for Sparkman in 23 carries.
Clark leaves under his own power, limping.
Tom McDaniel's face says it all from the Bulldogs' perspective. Give us to Sparkman, weaving his way now, and he's approaching that 100-yard mark.
I tell you, I think the big winner is going to be a guy with the Epsom salts, because there's going to be a lot of players that were in this game going to soak later for a while.
No question about it. You hear the roar from the Massillon fans, and Lee Owens and his coaching staff. The hand is for Ryan Sparkman. His work is done. He played a key role in this one. The ground control offense that the Tigers displayed in the second half. Orlando Ashcraft is in, and he gets the handoff. 30. One of the McKinley players, as Utich tried to steal the ball. Boy, Ashcraft just kept going and going, and he's down to the 22-yard line.
add his name to the long list of sophomores we've been raving about all year long. And I'll tell you, Stark County football is going to be alive and healthy for a very long time with these underclassmen that we have yet to see.
The Tigers really don't have to run another play as the clock ticks down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. The 95th meeting between the Tigers and Bulldogs is in the books. Massillon 24, Kent McKinley 7.
At United Bank, we offer full service as individual as you are. A fully staffed brokerage department ready to assist you with your investments. Auto loans for the car that was made just for you. IRA and trust options to make all those years of hard work pay off. Competitive rates on savings, CD, and checking accounts. Home equity and personal loans customized to fit your future needs and for more immediate concerns.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. I believe in the advantages of the electric heat pump. So will you when you talk to this heat pump specialist.
Hi, I'm Rick Groff, owner of Quality Heating and Cooling in Massillon. The energy-efficient electric heat pump will keep your home warm and comfortable this winter and cool next summer. Come and see our Heil electric heat pumps and count on us for quality installation and service.
The electric heat pump, it heats, it cools, and it saves.
The remaining 89 Dodges are clearing out fast, making room for our big 1990 announcement celebration because the 90s are here. And now's the time for a great deal on a full lineup of Dodge cars, or get a great deal on a Ram Tough pickup, plus great deals on sporty Dodge imports. So see your Dodge dealer now, because with deals, like these, everyone will want one.
Remlinger Dodge in Massillon, a name to remember, Remlinger.
There you see the final on the Timka Mercy Sports Medicine Center scoreboard, down to TC with a very happy Lee Owens.
I am down here with Lee Owens, 2-0 in these big contests, and Coach, a little bit different type of ball game today. The theme was set in about the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, we come out real fired up and played good football. It's I think both teams really wore down at the end. I'm exhausted, thirsty. Parks, it's real hot out here, but give both teams credit. You play with so much emotion, then had the heat and the humidity, and I think it looked like we were in slow motion in the fourth quarter.
The old adage says that a good defense will stop a good offense. So coming into the game today, a lot of people thought McKinley might have just a little bit of edge because of their defense, but you guys come in today and really took it to them across the line of scrimmage on both sides.
Well, we had some players make some nice catches and played some good offense. Give McKinley credit, without just a couple drop passes here and there, and they're going to score points also. But it was a great game, and it's a great win, and we're looking forward to the playoffs.
I'll tell you what, I was very impressed, and I know the guys upstairs are with the running ability, the hard running of your backs today.
Yeah, they run hard. They play with a lot of desire, and it was a great win for our team, our school, and our city. I'm awfully proud of Massillon right now.
Well, I know you're going up next week. You get to coach another week, and we wish you good luck.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks very kindly. That's it from down here. It was a beautiful day. As Lee said, the sun was out, and from Massillon, it'll shine all day long.
All right, thank you, TC, and hang around for our post-game report as it continues, and we'll kind of explain the playoff situation a little bit, but let's talk about this one. Two keys now that the game has been decided in hindsight. Massillon taking the early 7-0 lead, the kickoff to the Bulldogs, they fumble deep in their own territory, and boom, Massillon cashes in. We're 4 minutes into the game, it's 14-0. McKinley comes back to score, 14-7. We're going back and forth. McKinley gets the ball, perhaps with a chance to score. They can't move it, they punt it, Massillon gets it, boom. 4 seconds left to go first half. The Hurst to Martin touchdown pass. Those two scenarios, those two situations seem to establish this one again in hindsight. The fact it was 21-7 going into the locker room.
Well, we talked a lot about how well Massillon moved the football, but we have to give a little bit of credit to that defense. Dave Borman coming over here this year, installing the 4-4, and everybody in Massillon was a little concerned. They were a 5-man front forever, and they come back with this new defense, and really their defense rose to the occasion, particularly in the second half. It's 7-3. It was 3-0 second half. So these two teams really put out an effort to give us a good show. Give credit to the Massillon defense. The offensive game plan was really well conceived. They opened up the first half. They threw 20 times in the first half. They come back the second half. Mckinley says, well, wait a minute, maybe they're going to keep throwing. They start running the football. I think they threw 4 times in the second half. So really, the game plan as designed by the Massillon coaches, Lee Owens and his staff, was right there. I mean, they really did what they wanted to do. They went out and they executed.
So fans file out of Fawcett Stadium here. We will pause and be back with more. The Tigers a big win. They're heading for the playoffs.
Living, loving, building, growing, hometown proud America. Together working, caring, sharing, hometown proud America. IGA, hometown proud America. IGA, hometown proud America. IGA.
Confucius says imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. That's why other Chinese restaurants try to imitate Ben Tan's original buffet. For 14 years, Ben Tan's has been pleasing our customers with buffet, 7 days a week. Every Wednesday is ladies' night, half price for every lady with her escort. Tuesday is couples' night with special prices. And Thursday, kids eat free for family night. Confucius says everyone eats, but few know flavor. Dad knows both.
Naturally you're loving, freshness from the oven, love nutritious Nichols bread. Quality is baking long before you're waking, the good taste of Nichols bread. Nutritious Nichols, naturally you're loving, nutritious Nichols, freshness from the oven, nutritious Nichols bread.
Still no word. Recently, 10 best-selling latex paints were brought together in an independent test to take the guesswork out of finding a quality flat wall paint.
Hot, huh?
Each was tested on the toughest quality measurement of all, scrub resistance. The winner?
Glidden Spread Satin.
Glidden Spread Satin. It outscrubbed them all, and it's on sale now. Glidden, your paint should be this good.
Famous Glidden paints are available at Builder Square and Kmart stores.
The fans continue to file out here at Fawcett Stadium as we take a look at the final stats. First, the team stats.
Unofficially, the team stats, Massillon 19 first downs to Mckinley 16. Look at the rushing yardage, most of that coming in the second half, 175 to 48. Passing yardage, most of that coming in the first half, 165 to 126. Total yardage, 340, right up to their average. Turnovers, McKinley 4, Massillon none. Time of possession, a 7-minute lead there. I think if you wanted to say it all in one thing, Massillon came, they had their way, and now they're getting on a bus to go home.
All right, to play a big game like this with no turnovers, that certainly is impressive. And looking at the team stats, they point out a couple of things. Number one, from the perspective of Camp McKinley, they just couldn't get the ground game going. Credit that to the Massillon defense. Irvin, the leading ball carrier, 25 yards in only 4 attempts, and they held Darnell Clark to 9 yards net in 10 rushes. And remember, Clark was coming in here averaging a lot of yards per game. Henry, 9 out of 23, which really isn't bad when you consider the number of passes that the receivers just couldn't hold on to. 134 yards and a touchdown, and individually Moore leading the way in catching the football for 52. From the Massillon perspective, and the Massillon coaching staff must have known something that we didn't, because Sparkman had his 100-yard day, and then they took him out. That's the way it should be. Ryan, 25 carries, 105 yards, and 2 touchdowns. What a big afternoon. And Lee Hurst threw, 20 times in the first half, threw only 2 times in the second half, but overall a great afternoon. 12 for 22, completing 55% of his passes, good for 166 yards. The touchdown to Ramir Martin, and Ramir Martin probably had the finest day of any wide receiver we've seen here on TV 67. 9 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown reception. So those are some of the heroes individually for the Massillon Tigers, and it was a great ball game, but one, as I say, that the 2 plays that stand out in my mind, the turning points in the game. The turnover by the Bulldogs after Massillon grabbed the early 7-0 lead and the Tigers catching in. That's one scenario. Then also that touchdown pass, only 4 seconds to play first half. To me, those are the two big series of the ball game.
Well, you know, I think that if you talk to Tom McDaniels, you'll find that he probably felt the turning points of the game were the 3 drop passes in that one series. They seemed to be moving the football. They seemed to have their air game going, and all of a sudden they got cold hands, and things went bad for Ryan Henry. Like you said, his stats don't show anywhere near the poise that he showed today, and the ability he showed to throw the football. You really can't take it away from Massillon, though. You know, there was nothing that Massillon did that you would have to say was average. They were exceptional today, and Mckinley came in with never really got on track. They never had a chance to use the option, and the passing game was, Ryan Henry did get some passes off, but he had a lot of pressure. I think you have to just give all the credit in the world to the Massillon Tigers, and Owens is now 2-0, and he's got to be a happy man.
Let's see what TC has.
Well, you know something? I've been listening to you guys wrap it up, and the two things I think that are the biggest keys in the ball game. You can't win the football game if you give up more yardage, if you turn the ball over more, and you've got a significant deficiency in time of possession. The other thing, you can't start a football game many times 14-0 in the first 5 or 6 minutes. What happens is the air goes out of your balloon, you got to take the fans out, and you're trying to play catch-up football. You got another whole 3.5 quarters to play, but psychologically, you try to hurry, you try to rush. Some of the concentration levels weren't there. Who knows what it would be if they'd have caught some of the balls. And again, the big backbreaker, the touchdown that was scored with 4 seconds to go in the half. I think that really sent Mckinley in with an extra bag of rocks to drag, and Massillon went in there with a real different attitude. They came out the second half, and they dominated the line of scrimmage. So I think it was just one of those deals where it was Massillon's day. They should enjoy it. McKinley will be back for another day.
Now, don't go away, TC. I hope you folks at home won't go away. We've said about all we're going to say about this ball game, yet there's more football to be played. We're talking about the playoffs. We'll give you those views. You Massillon fans will certainly want to stay tuned to that right after this final timeout.
Buying a home can be a pleasant experience. Deborah Stenger realizes that purchasing your home is the biggest decision you'll ever make. That's why she takes the time to know your needs and what it will take to make your family happy. Deborah Stenger is a member of the $1 Million Club and the Canton-Massillon Board of Realtors. She's proud of her association with Cutler Agency. You've read about them in Better Homes and Gardens. Whether you're planning to buy or sell, Deborah Stenger will help you settle in pleasantly because she really cares. Deborah isn't satisfied to simply find you a house. She'll help you find a home. If your dance card isn't full and you're a single over 25, join the fun at Crystal Light Singles Dances every Friday and Sunday evenings. Meet new friends in a dignified setting. Enjoy top 40s music by Brad Williams of WRQK. Relax with your favorite cocktail and make new friends with the kind of people you want to meet. Ken Boatwright is proud that Crystal Light Singles Dances are now the largest in Ohio. Bring your friends for dancing, cocktails, and exciting new friendships. Every Friday and Sunday evenings at Canton's Crystal Light, 2433 Whipple Road Northwest. Be there.
Naturally you're loving, freshness from the oven, love nutritious Nichols bread. Quality is baking long before you waken, the good taste of Nichols bread. Nutritious Nichols, naturally you're loving, nutritious Nichols, freshness from the oven, nutritious Nichols bread.
Still no word. Recently, 10 best-selling latex paints were brought together in an independent test to take the guesswork out of finding a quality flat wall paint.
Hot, huh?
Each was tested on the toughest quality measurement of all, scrub resistance. The winner?
Glidden Spread Satin.
Glidden Spread Satin. It outscrubbed them all, and it's on sale now. Glidden. Your paint should be this good.
Famous Glidden paints are available at Builder Square and Kmart stores.
I can hear the Massillon fans now. Hey, don't wrap up your coverage of this one quite yet. Show us some highlights, and that's what we're about to do.
Highlights you want, highlights you get. The first touchdown by the Massillon Tigers in the early going. Mr. Sparkman. And watch the cut right here. Off of Ramir Martin's block into the end zone. 7-0 Massillon. Now we'll take a look at the backbreaker, as Scotty called it. The fade pass to Ramir Martin in the corner of the end zone. Watch him at the top of your screen. Now there's no doubt about it what he's going to do. The ball is thrown long before he gets to the end zone. D.C. Clark comes up, makes a good defensive effort, but Martin makes a better effort. Comes down on the seat of his pants in the end zone for 7 more, and that made it 21-7 to close out the half. There was a field goal in the third quarter to make it 24-7, and that's how it ended. But I think the game ended right there.
By Sunday night now, as we talk about the playoffs, all the pairings will be announced and all the local teams will be named. And as we'll do it this time on our replay Sunday night, we will show that visually. Right now, as we come to you live on Saturday, late Saturday afternoon, we can only speculate. But a few things we can say, and I'm not really going to get into who's playing who. I don't think anybody knows that, but I think we can get into who qualifies. And let's go from the small school division to the big school division. In Division 4, we think 2 area teams should be in no problem. The East Canton Hornets, 9-1. They beat Sandy Valley last night 30-19 to clinch a playoff spot in Region 15. In Division 4, Region 11, Manchester. What a season. They've steamrolled over everyone. They downed a pretty good Coventry team 50-0 last night to finish with a perfect 10-0 record. They are definitely in. An interesting region in Division 3, Region 11, Orrville and Dover. Now, Orrville was ranked 3rd going in, but they lost a tough one to a good Worcester Generals team, 7-6. Both those teams finished at 7-3. I don't know if Orrville can get in. Ironically, the loss by the Red Riders helps Dover. The Tornadoes downing traditional rival New Philly, 28-22. They were 5th. Remember, the top four in the region go. They were 5th. Chances are they should logically move up. We'll have to wait and see for tomorrow's announcement, but Dover is still alive. Buckdale, the 2 tough losses to Mckinley here in overtime, the game you saw in 67, and to Akron Garfield. They will probably make it. They downed Akron Central Howard 48-0. Howard didn't win a game. They won't get many points, but Buckdale was 4th going in. They finished the regular season at 7-2. Can they defend, and can they try and win a 3rd consecutive state title in Division 2? It looks like at least they'll have the chance. Now, the 2 regions that we're kind of concentrating our coverage on TV 67 is, and we'll begin with Division 2, Region 5. The top-ranked team going in last night, Columbus Franklin Heights, they win 28-7, finishing a perfect 10-0. They will be in the playoffs. Steubenville, and I'd like to get Tom Candle's opinion here in a minute once I run all this down. Steubenville finishes 9-1. Big win over Steubenville Catholic, 14-7. They are in. The North Canton Hoover Vikings, our congratulations to head coach Ed Glass and company. A big win against Jackson, 33-13. The Vikings are in. Now it gets a little confusing here. Who's going to make the 4th spot? We believe it'll be Columbus Beechcroft, a team that was edged out by Lake in the first round a year ago. Beechcroft finishes the regular season 8-2. They down Columbus Walnut Ridge 37-0. And the ironic part, the Minerva Lions. They have the longest regular season winning streak in the state of Ohio, 32 consecutive wins. They finished 10-0. They beat Louisville 38-0, and I think they're going to finish 5th in the region and therefore right out of it. Now, we'll take this one step further. We believe, now 1 and 2 cannot play. It could be 1 against 3 or 1 against 4, and I won't even try to speculate where. But I'll tell you what, and let's go down to TC because he knows Steubenville so well. He hails from that area. TC, I think all indications are a Hoover-Steubenville rematch.
Well, yeah, I did go to college down there. It was a learning experience, let me tell you. But Reno Suckoch's team down there at Big Red, they lost the first game against Youngstown East. They had really 2 tough games the last 2 games of the season. They beat a very, very good East Liverpool team 7-0, and then came back last night 14-7 to beat Catholic Central. So I think Reno has them peaking pretty well. They're going to go into the playoffs on a pretty good edge because they didn't have any slouches down the stretch. Of course, when you play in Big Red Stadium, anything's possible. I think probably it'd be unfortunate that Hoover would have to make the trip. It'd be nice for us to maybe have them come up this way once in a while.
And since you were there covering it last night, a word about North Canton Hoover and their big win over Jackson.
Well, I'll tell you what, last night Hoover did a lot, the same thing that the Massillon did today. They came in and scored in the first 37 seconds last night, took away the noise from probably the biggest or second biggest crowd in the history of Jackson Stadium. They jumped on them and they never let them up. This is the kind of this is the time of the year when Ed Glass really enjoys it. He's going to be able to sit down and play chess with various coaches, and Ed's a master at getting his team up and ready for a big game. They've played a lot of nice ball clubs throughout the year, too, when you look at St. Ed's and some of the other people they've played. So they're going to go into the playoffs on a pretty good edge. They got their big man Zarko back. He played very well last night. This was his second game back after missing most of the season. So I think they're pretty well set, and I'd like to see that rematch. I think Hoover owes them one.
Now Division 1, Region 3, that's what the Massillon fans are waiting for. We believe that the way this game turned out, Akron Garfield will be in the playoffs. Garfield with a big win over Akron Ellet last night, 28-17. We believe that Grove City will be in the playoffs. Grove City finishing 9-1 with a 33-28 win over Westerville South. We believe, as does Coach Reardon, that Walsh Jesuit will be in the playoffs. They finish 8-1 with a 14-7 hard-fought win over Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. And we know that the Tigers are in with their victory over the Bulldogs. What we don't know, and what I won't even speculate on, is who's going to end up playing who. Again, keep in mind, 1 and 2 cannot play each other. It could be 1 against 3, 1 against 4, sites to be announced. We do know this much: unless there's some sort of scheduling conflict with the stadiums they want to use, all Division II games will be Friday night, all Division I games will be Saturday night. So the stage is set. It could be Massillon Grove City, Massillon against Akron Garfield, Massillon against Walsh Jesuit. Let's go down to the final time to TC. Any opinions there, Tom, on those teams or those potential matchups?
Well, I think personally that this year, more than any, Division I is really a toss-up. You've got good teams in Cincinnati, you've got a decent team up in this area, and you've got an awfully good team coming out of Cleveland and St. Ignatius. So any one of the areas of the state this year is dangerous in Division I. You couldn't sit down and really make a better case for any one team or another. I think the rest of the divisions are kind of toss-ups, but I think it's really going to be a struggle, and the team that wins Division I is really going to have to earn it.
Steve?
You know, all year long we heard about Cincinnati Moeller, Cincinnati Princeton, but there's a Cincinnati Elder team down there that when the Moeller people came up here and whitewashed Massillon 40-6 or 43 over here at Tiger Stadium, they said, hey, we might be the third best team in Cincinnati. Elder is really tough. So I don't know what to expect from that Cincinnati area. They've been very successful over the years. We saw St. Ignatius one time, and Pickens is an outstanding quarterback. So things are really going to be exciting in Division I.
And the final piece of the puzzle, our playoff plans, well, we do know this. We're not allowed to bring you, a state rule, any live playoff action. We are allowed to bring you some tape delay action at 10:30. We need the support of our local advertisers. So the people you'll see at the end of this broadcast or the people that you've seen during our tape delay broadcast, we encourage you to patronize those places of business and ask them to support our efforts to bring you the best in local playoff action. So we'll see what happens. Keep tuned in to TV 67 and we'll keep you posted. Right here, the final score for the final time. The Massillon Washington Tigers 24, the Camp McKinley Bulldogs 7. This TV 67 special live sports presentation has been brought to you in part by the Wacom Group, Wacom Ford, Wacom Chrysler Plymouth, Wacom Honda, Wacom Buick GMC, Wacom Nissan, Wacom Volkswagen, Wacom Porsche, and Wacom Mitsubishi. George Wacom really is your friend of the factory. Quality Heating and Cooling. Rick Groff's Quality Heating and Cooling. The name says it all. Quality. United Bank. You are the you in United Bank. Camelot Music, where you can earn free gifts as a Camelot repeat performer. McDonald's Restaurants of Northeast Ohio. Try a new McRib sandwich for a limited time only at participating McDonald's. Remlinger Oldsmobile Cadillac Dodge on Hills and Dales Road in Massillon. A name to remember, Remlinger. And Horger Plumbing and Heating, your full-service plumbing and heating contractor. Of course, my thanks to my broadcast partners Tom Cannell and Steve Lake, our statistician Vic Steffen, our executive producers Mike Larson and Lee Carpenter. Certainly thanks to our sales staff for getting the advertisers to support this effort, and of course my thanks to the advertisers. Without this help, this live broadcast certainly would not be possible. The folks of Image Video, what a great job.